Okay. Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're all doing well. We have some fun and interesting follow-ups from a Sunday going on today. The first is dear friend of the show, dear friend,
Dear friend.
yes, dear friend of the show who we've never ever interacted with or talked to, Hasan Piker Orbiter Frogan, who is one of Hasan's mods, was banned as a 30-day ban from Twitch.
Right.
Wow. Wow.
Your friendly neighborhood terrorist.
Wow. So let's do a little retrospective on Frogan, who she is, what she's all about. Now, so in this first picture we have, this is pretty interesting. This is in March of 2024. Okay, so this is after October 7th, by the way. It's after October 7th. In March of 2024, Frogan says, exciting news, Twitch has chosen me to be featured as a legendary woman on the front page. Together for legendary woman front page carousel, not just for March, but for the entire year. Okay. So Twitch is intentionally very, very, and then you can see Twitch replies, the official Twitch account on X replies with hearts. So Twitch as an organization is
Wow.
intentionally propping up this individual, Frogan, right?
Yeah,
So
I mean that's crazy.
so let's do the October 7th
Are
test,
these
see what
are these brown hearts that they put in there? What's that all about?
they're like. No, they're like purple, but the person that took the screenshot, I think, is using a blue light filter, so everything's kind of orange tinged.
Oh, really?
Orange tinted, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Um,
I thought they
but
were trying to say something like,
oh,
"That's
you thought
right,
they're
brown
brown
girl,
hearts. Brogan is
brown
white as
girl."
fuck, so yeah, that'd be weird. But
Anyone wearing that hijabi is like
automatically
considered
brown.
brown, though. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
how you
yeah.
become brown.
I should do that for the face reveal. Come on, like a hijab.
You're a hijabi.
Can guys can wear hijabs, right? I'll be okay. Listen, I'm gonna be a trans woman, uh,
Mhm.
Muslim when
Right.
I do my face reveal. Okay. So here's Frogan. We'll do the October 7th test. See what exactly was Frogan saying on October 7th. Here we have on October 7th, Frogan saying, leftists preach and foam at the mouth at the thought of revolution happening in America, but as soon as it happens in the Middle East, what they're doing is wrong. Okay.
Okay.
So that's kind of an insane thing. So on
Is this
October
look
7th,
at this picture she's included here.
now, well, to be fair, I don't know if that picture was included by them or the person that made the screenshot. I don't
Oh,
remember. I
okay.
remember
I
seeing the
guess
tweet. I don't remember if there was a picture associated with it, but
oh, I guess you're right. Yeah, the person tacked it on to just to show the devastation. This is
right.
what she's encouraging here.
Yeah, I guess they'd have to because the date is over the picture, which it
Yeah.
wouldn't be. Yeah, okay.
Look, and if she included this, I'm just
That would be
like,
like, oh my God. Right.
then she puts in parentheses, run, Jew, run. I think she'd be canceled pretty quickly if that was the case, right?
Well, I don't
You
understand
would
how she wasn't
hope
canceled. How was she not canceled for this?
just for
This
the
is
tweet. Yeah.
this is an explicit endorsement of October 7th
Yeah,
by
it is. It
Frogan,
is
one of
totally.
Hassan's mods. I don't understand how the fuck Second Thought and I don't remember the other two chuckles that he does the podcast with, the deprogram podcast with. That channel is still on YouTube. That channel was never taken down. That channel never, to my knowledge, got a strike or anything. I don't
Really?
understand.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't understand how Second Thought or any of these people still exist on YouTube after they gave the most direct, explicit endorsement of October 7th. They said October 7th was based. They laughed about it. They were cheering it on 100%. Hasan, by the way, Hasan Piker was in the chat when when they were saying all this stuff, yucking it up. They even call him out and thank him for being in the chat. And he even regurgitated that talking point that they brought up in that stream about that all this, like everyone in Israel is settlers, the baby settlers comment.
Yeah.
Hasan even brought that up to Ethan in their original debate on the topic. So,
Yeah.
and none of those people got in trouble for that. I mean, I think they lost. They say like Second Thought, I think lost some kind of sponsorship deal and got kicked out of Nebula, but I don't understand how he didn't get kicked off of YouTube for that. I don't understand how, Hasan didn't get in trouble for supporting that. Hasan, by the way, still supports them and did a interview with them recently, like a few weeks ago. and they personally thanked Hasan for sticking by them despite all the
Right.
controversy.
Despite their terrorist endorsing.
Right. So, but as we can see, Hasan totally fine with endorsing people that are endorsing terrorists because he did not remove Frogan, I believe, from being a mod or chastise Frogan or anything after this tweet.
He gave
Not
her a
only
good job privately. He was like, good
yes,
work.
not only did she not get
Keep
in
it up.
trouble, not only did Frogan not get in trouble for advocating for the murder, rape, and capture of innocent civilians, but Twitch actually thanked her by putting her, giving her this special place on the front page of Twitch
Right.
afterwards.
Most popular terrorist on Twitch.
Yes,
The
exactly. See,
award.
okay, that makes sense. See, I was upset about it, but I didn't understand what the category was. Now it all makes sense. Right.
That's it. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. You didn't know that was even a thing you could
No, I
compete
didn't know
for,
that
right,
was a
Sitch?
category. I didn't know that
We're
that
out
was a
of our
category on
depth here.
Twitch. Yeah, so
We got to
okay.
get busy.
We do. Okay. So here's so let's move on to this tweet here. So this is after the fact, after this happened recently. Partner Twitch streamer Frogan proclaims that she hopes all American soldiers die or get PTSD.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let's
I'll
move on
bring
to
that
that
up.
clip here. So I have the little Frogan cycle, the cycle of Frogan.
Okay, here we go. So I guess we got to do a 3, 2, 1. Here we
Yeah,
go.
you give me it.
3, 2, 1, go.
Any other motherfucker, you're joining them. You're like, oh my god, I want my fucking Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you. I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America. And they posted it in my head. I'm like, base? Based? Like, am I supposed to be like, I'm not walking back on it. I still fucking agree with it. Base? Any other motherfucker?
Okay. I played the 41-second clip. Did I play the wrong one?
No, that was.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You played a
Hasan's
41-second clip?
Yeah, Hasan's tumor has doubled
Oh,
down.
that was the second clip.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well that's fine. It doesn't matter. But anyway, so yeah, so that was the second clip. There was another clip originally. She said that, she hopes all soldiers get PTSD.
We can play that one. That's a 1 minute 16-second clip, right?
Okay, yeah, you play
Yeah.
that one.
Here we go. I should just ask you the thing. Okay, here it is. Here's it in all its glory. This is
Right.
Drew Pavlou tweeted this out. Partner Twitch streamer Frogan proclaims that she hopes all American soldiers die or get PTSD.
Right.
She truly is disgusting. Amazon runs Twitch, and Twitch frequently promotes her in ads. Oh,
There you go.
look at this.
You can read. See, you did a good
And
job.
this went crazy. This was
It
like
did.
a lot of people were like, okay, Frogan, the knives are coming out. Stitch, isn't this a little, I mean, it's cancel culturally, right? But we're going after the right person.
The problem is if Twitch was a platform that said, we're going to be like pretty leniently, high
free
on
speech platform.
Yeah,
right.
like very lean very high on free speech and be very lenient with people's opinions, then I'd say, okay, that's totally fine. I'm on board with that. Let's go. Right. If they're going to try to be like X or something, maybe they don't want to go as far as X because X is kind of crazy right now. But, they could be a lot more lenient with the free speech and what they'd allow. However, we know that's not the case. Twitch is incredibly incendiary or incredibly
censorious
and strict with the bans. Asthma Gold got a 2-week ban almost immediately for the comments that he made. Destiny was permabanned for like the trans women in sports comments or something.
Oh, I know. What the fuck?
Which is like ridiculous. Right. So yeah, Twitch, if you say anything that deviates from like a very woke leftist perspective, it's very easy for you to get hit with a ban. And yet, here we go. We have Frogan over here saying that she hopes soldiers get PTSD, when by the way, it is actually in Twitch's terms of service that being in military service is a protected class and you're not allowed to attack people based on their service.
Right.
So.
Okay. Here we go. Here's the 1 minute 16-second clip. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
Learning from the Hasan school of saying
Right,
horrible
yeah.
things while you're shoving food in your face.
Exactly. Stuffing your face.
You know?
This is really a let them eat cake moment here.
Yes, yes.
I do the ones the ones I'm like whatever about the U.S. soldiers are the ones that like acknowledge that like what they did was wrong. They didn't know back then. Whatever. You're a good person in my book. Oh my god, Tom, thank you so much for the 10 gifted. So the U.S. military that are like, yeah, like, you know, I did this back then, but now I know it's wrong. Like, I'm changed. Like, fuck imperialism. Fuck this. You don't deserve the PTSD.
Realism.
But like any other motherfucker, you're joining them. You're like, oh my god, I want my fucking Camaro, no student loans. Fuck you. I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
Another big bite there. That's a lot of calories.
So there you go. Listen, if you acknowledge that you're an imperialist scum, then okay, that's fine. But if
Right.
you're proud of your military service, Frogan hopes that you get PTSD.
Right.
There you go.
Oof. Okay.
Very nice. So, oh, by the way, so Frogan did not get in
I have
trouble for
no
any of this, by the way. Even
Right.
though Frogan has been banned, it wasn't for this. Frogan did not get in trouble for this at all. Okay.
Right. And then the clip that we watched before was her doubling down on this, her
Right.
playing the clip and like laughing about it, going,
Right, yeah.
Look,
That well,
I'm
you
eating
can
my
see
sandwich.
she has that like weird duping delight.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I don't believe in it's not phrenology, that's the skull thing, right?
Phrenology? Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's like a one that's like about people's
Body
face.
language.
No, there's like a one that's like
assessment.
about people like physiognometry. I'm sure someone's chatting.
Physiognometry. Wow.
Physiognometry. I don't know
Going
what it's
crazy
called.
here.
Anyway, there's like one of these like weird things that are like you're supposed to be able to see people's personalities based on like their face shape or something. I don't buy into that at all. Okay. But there's something about like her face. She's got like the crazy face. You know, you could look into her eyes and you just see the crazy, right? You could just sense it immediately.
Yeah. It's called psychopathy.
Yeah, she just looks like if you bring up that second one, her doubling down, and you go to the 29-second mark, she's like making like a Joker smile. Like you
I
can
know.
see
Yeah,
her.
look.
You can see her like leaning over the bed of Harvey Dent with a half-burned face, just smiling like why are you mad about me? I'm just Hasan's dog. He's the real problem.
Yeah, I could see her in Joker, right? Like she's definitely going for the Joker vibe.
Yes, you know,
You
yeah.
get what you get.
You get what you fucking deserve.
Yeah, exactly.
You see why they should have had her instead of Lady Gaga. They should have got Frogan for the role.
Well, look, she's made $5 on this live stream, so she's risking a lot here. Oh wait, she's up to $25 on
There
her
you
next
go.
live stream.
There you go.
And she's got 54 eggs. Eggs are expensive. That's like $1,000 worth of eggs.
What is the egg thing? I don't
Who
know.
knows?
I don't want to be like sexist or something. I don't know.
I
if
know.
It's just like some kind of.
That is the countdown to her infertility.
Yes, I'm looking at it. I'm like, wait, what? Is she trying to get like a husband or something? She's like, I only have 54 eggs left.
I got
You
54
better
eggs.
hurry.
Gentlemen, step right up. 54 psychopathic eggs.
I have no clue what the egg thing is about.
Ready to bear you children.
Oh God.
Ready to
terrible.
bear future suicide bombers.
Oh no.
Yes. I went there.
That's terrible. Future martyrs. Okay, well, that's actually not going to be that far off the mark because we're going to find out later in the stream that she
Mhm.
maybe has a cousin who was in a Hezbollah who got
Who
killed.
is a suicide bomb?
Yeah. So, or I
Wow,
think they got killed by
unreal.
Israel or something. So it might explain some of this.
Unreal.
Okay, so those clips went viral. Frogan got a lot of pushback. Obviously, I think the writing was on the wall. This is my speculation, is that someone at Twitch was like, "Whoa, Frogan, you're gonna get in trouble here. You should probably apologize." So then bring up it's Hasan's tumor is now trying to walk it back. You can see
Oh,
their
okay.
quote
Here we go.
apology.
Here
all
we
right?
go. Let's. This is what we want to see. Hey, how come this isn't a video? Why is this just like a statement, a written
Yes, of
statement?
course.
What's
of
going on
course.
here?
So this is what it says. Let me know if you think this is like a good apology. Well, first of all, what the fuck's wrong with people that don't capitalize things? That's very annoying.
Hey, I do that.
Oh.
Sometimes I get lazy. I don't feel
No,
like
if you're like
capitalizing.
if you're in like a DM with someone just going back and forth, like who cares? But if you're gonna write some long statement, it's like a paragraph on Twitter, use some capital letters, all right? What
Look,
is
the
this?
thing that got me off of capitalization was that the computer does it for you now. So whenever I'm in an environment where the computer's not doing it for me, I just, okay, fuck it. I'm not going to do
That's
it.
fine, but why isn't
Yeah.
her computer doing it for her?
I don't know. Maybe she's not on a phone.
She's using commas and quotations and everything. Anyway, Frogan says the U.S. military has conducted some of the most horrific crimes against humanity in the modern era in countries such as Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Lebanon, and Palestine. My anger is directed at individuals who are currently championing these war crimes as if they, quote, liberated my people. It's her people. It's horrific and disgusting. The beginning of the clip was worded poorly, and I do apologize for that. I go on to clarify in the clip that I don't mean all military, but specifically those with no remorse. What I said was out of frustration as they are currently bombing the U.S. military doing this. They're currently bombing my family in the name of liberation. I realize that wishing people harm isn't the best way to talk about these issues and that I could have talked about these topics in a more sensitive way.
I mean, she's trying. She's going for it. I
She didn't
don't believe her.
apologize at
Yeah.
all. She's just said exactly what she said in the clip. She said, I didn't mean all. I said those that didn't say that they were imperialist scumbag. She just reiterated what she said in the clip. She didn't actually apologize or change her position at all.
Look, I don't condone the sentiment at all. I think obviously people who serve deserve the utmost respect. But I just at the same time I don't like the censoriousness. Look, and I agree with you. It's one-sided censoriousness, which makes it totally unacceptable. But I mean, we have to.
Right.
I don't want to be like the cancel culture person.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Here is the problem. If you have a situation where one side or one political opinion is overly censored, and then the other side gets infinite or almost infinite charity and leeway to say whatever crazy fucking shit they want, that leads to a situation where that side is going to indoctrinate and extremify their entire audience base because they can say the most crazy incendiary shit with no pushback.
Right. Well, look, I think people should push back. Aren't we pushing back? We're pushing back, right?
Yes, but
we're saying this is bullshit.
Yes. I don't think she should have. Well, I mean, it was against Twitch's terms of service, so I guess she should have got in trouble for that. But I do think that she should have 100% in trouble for the October 7th tweet, and she didn't. So the fact that Twitch is intentionally holding her up as some sort of key amazing person after cheering on October 7th is fucking disgusting.
Well, look, that's bullshit.
And the fact that she hasn't been banned from Twitch for doing that, and the fact that, and like the ADL is being super pussy about this whole situation. They should be trying to jump down Twitch's throats and Amazon's throats to do something about like this very, very explicit advocacy for terrorism.
Yeah, look, I don't know that banning is appropriate. I would like people to get less banning, but it's like giving her accolades. Oh, geez, what the? Like that should definitely stop. I think
people should be banned for advocating or for October 7th. I think that's.
Oh yeah. Well, look, if they are advocating violence, I mean that's the clear distinction here. But right. Is this advocating violence? I mean, she's saying. I guess you could spin it that way. She's saying
not the PTSD. No, not the PTSD thing. But I'm saying that she should have got banned for the tweet, October 7th tweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so bring up the watch together. So this is what she did get banned for here. So Ethan made a video about this, brought some attention to this. So not only did Twitch continually hold up her on the front page, but they also at TwitchCon, even though her and these people on this panel are like very, they have very low viewership in the grand scheme of things, Twitch gave them their own panel. at TwitchCon.
This is so like this is literally the DEI situation.
I was gonna say
here.
this is DEI. Yeah,
This
100%
is like
DEI.
these people need more representation. Let's give them a platform.
Yep.
Look, they have no platform because they're boring as fuck. But he wants to listen to their garbage takes, right?
Yep.
Look, this is the democratization of media.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to be interesting, they can be interesting. They're not interesting.
It's pretty bad.
Look, this shock jock type mentality that they have, you know. And I think that's a big part of why she's doing this. She's like, this is the only way I can get attention because nobody gives a fuck what I have to say. So that's the impetus behind it.
I mean, I think even with all the shock jock stuff, cheering on October 7th and all that stuff, I mean, she still can't generate eyes. Like, what does that say? If you're saying this like crazy incendiary stuff and you still can't get good viewership.
Yeah, this is the thing about the shock jock stuff, because it is good to draw people to your content initially. But if your content isn't consistently good or interesting or entertaining, people are not going to stick around.
Right.
Like, everybody knows Frogan, but everyone who's tried her content knows she's just boring.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and listen, let's be real. I mean, who wants to stare at that face all day?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Bitch.
Who wants to stare at Jabba the Frog Hutt, Frogan the Hutt on she's gulping down whatever the fuck she's gulping down, talking about American soldiers getting PTSD, right? That's not appealing.
No matter how bad it is, man, there's some guy out there that wants to hit that. I'm telling you, Sitch.
There you go. Listen,
I'm telling you.
That's the one saving grace for every woman, right? Doesn't matter what she looks like. There's some fucking guy out there somewhere that wants that. So
I know. Look, that is the unfairness of life there, gentlemen.
True.
That is definitely the unfairness of life.
True.
You look at an ugly guy and you think, yep, no woman ever wants anything to do with that. You got to work on yourself. You got to work on your personality. You got to become a billionaire, right? Jeff Bezos, get buff.
Get buff.
That's
get
the
money,
only
right?
way. That's the only way. Rogan can sit here on a live stream stuffing her fucking face with 10,000 calories.
And that's some fucking pervert's fetish.
She's got a nose ring in the wrong place. Looks like it's in the middle of her fucking nose. She's wearing some hijab. She's got the ugliest Walmart headphones you can buy.
She's got the Joker smile.
She's got the Joker smile. She's obviously a psychopath. She's only got 54 eggs left. And she is some guy's dreamboat right there.
I know.
Probably the guy that just super chatted that 25 bucks.
There you go. Though you know what? I guess there is like the male equivalent to this. The male equivalent to this is when there's some
rich
kind of
guy.
No. When there's some kind of psychopath guy who like kills a bunch of people.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, like kills his girlfriend or his wife or something. Then when he's in prison, it's like, oh my God, like hundreds of fucking insane psychopathic women are sending him love letters after he murdered his previous wife in prison.
They go into this in The Murderer Next Door. They have a whole chapter on this. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. Great book. Check it out. David M. Buss, The Murderer Next Door. So what's Ethan saying here? Should we go to the
so
video?
He's going to talk about this panel. So this is the actual reason that Frogan, everyone on this panel got banned for 30 days. So he's going to kind of lay out what's going on here.
Clip entitled, Just a Casual Panel Provided by Twitch at their con broadcasted on their official channel. What is it? Well, it's a panel hosted by Frogan and 4 of her friends, in which they have a tier list where they rate.
Wait, hold on a second.
What is it? Well, it's a panel hosted by Frogan.
What is this trophy?
God,
what is that even supposed to be? Okay, is that like a? Okay, here's like my guesses.
Yeah, it looks like a Pepe, doesn't it?
I was gonna say, yeah, it looks like a Pepe, like a faceless Pepe, or like the backside of a Pepe, right?
Yeah.
Or it looks like when they did like a liposuction of somebody and they have like the clog of fat and then they like wrapped it up in like golden tinfoil and they put it on a plaque.
Ugh.
Isn't that what it looks like? What is it supposed to be?
I don't know.
What the? Is that a Twitch award?
Frogan's Frogan.
Okay.
And 4 of her friends, in which they have a tier list where they rate people where good is Arab and bottom is loves Sabra. Sabra is a very popular hummus brand.
Oh shit! Ethan's pulling out the receipts.
Yep.
I know in Israel, it's pretty much in everybody's refrigerator, and it's kosher. They're an American company, but they've been the subject of the pro-Palestine boycott. I mean, it's kind of just Arab good, Jew bad. I mean, I'm having a hard time seeing this any other way. And what's crazy is that...
And so, another thing too is the word Sabra. Now, I don't know if they knew this, but the word Sabra means a Jewish person born in Israel. That's what
Really?
the word means, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is on a Twitch panel.
This was on Twitch panel, yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, so let me jump ahead a little bit here.
Sanctioned event at TwitchCon. Let's take a look at it and see what exactly is Twitch endorsing here.
Okay.
It's the perfect transition to our first person, Hasan.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder where they're gonna put Hasan. I'm gonna guess they're gonna put him in Arab.
Hasan is Turkish, but he's a brother,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think he'd be on Arab coded.
I mean, I would put him in Arab, to be honest.
I would put him also in Arab.
Which is great. That's the good one. That's the one you want.
Austin, let's go down the line.
He's Arab.
Arab.
He's Arab.
Arab.
He's
Actual
Arab.
Lebanese, like
Yeah.
I'm mortified by this. This is so disgusting. People are sitting there watching this.
Yes, at TwitchCon.
This is crazy. This is insane. They're doing a tier list where,
Yes.
look, if you're a Jewish, that's fucking horrible.
Yes. Yes. Is this
Oh my God.
This is part of what this is again. If you don't actually go after these people for they're just gonna keep doing crazier and crazier shit on your platform.
Where's the yellow stars for the creators? Oh my God.
You know what? Yeah, they
They're
should have
sorting people.
They should have put a big yellow star like on the Sabra at the bottom to really just to like encapsulate it.
This is so disgusting. I cannot believe Twitch is endorsing this. This is crazy. This is insane.
Good job. Good job, Austin.
The next person is one of my favorite people, Ethan Klein.
I told you guys to clap.
This is a good reaction.
That was a good one. That's
Everyone's like booing the Jew.
Boo the Jew. It's a good game.
This is fucking crazy. This is crazy.
Yep.
Ooh, Jewish.
Dude, where's the? You guys are missing a category for Zionist. That was a joke. That was just a joke in my.
stand up.
We're very proud of you, Denims, for bringing anti-Semitism right on stage, and you guys are killing it. And may I point out here, Chevron, Capcom, and Samsung. Do you know that there is an Arab to Jew tier list happening in front of your sponsor? And you guys were so kind to sit right in front of them. Chevron, Samsung, and Capcom. By the way, a bit of irony.
Yeah, so wait, let me see. Let me go back to so see, look, they're literally sitting in front of this wall of sponsors as they're doing the Arab to Jew tier list.
Right. Yeah. Look at this.
Oh my God.
Chevron. Wow. Okay.
It is so disturbing and so disgusting to me how finally Twitch bans them. But if this was like the right wing equivalent to this, okay.
Oh my God. They light them on fire.
Right. Like imagine that you had, I'm pretty sure Nick Fuentes is banned from YouTube, but imagine that he was at like some kind of X sponsored event and it had he's on like a panel and it's got like whoever is like sponsoring X in the background. And he's got like the white to non-white tier list.
Of course. Yeah.
There'd be a million articles. There'd be endless articles like, oh my God, can you believe what Elon Musk did? Can you believe what the X platform did? Blah, 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 blah. But Twitch, one of the largest streaming platforms in the entire world does this, no one, like, there's no reporting on it at all. No one cares. Doesn't matter.
It's just those crazy kids, Sitch. You know,
Yep.
kids will be kids.
Remember the fucking endless sea of whining and crying and articles about Gamergate. Oh my gosh. You have all these all those kids, right? All these kids that are harassing women, harassing women, all these fucking children on the internet. There's like a million articles written about this. Nothing on this. Silent.
Disgusting.
Okay. So then Ethan talks about this. I'll play this clip again. And he has like a very interesting point here, because there was some defense of this trying to say like, well, when they said Sabra, they just meant like actually like
No way.
hummus.
No
They didn't
way.
mean it in like a Jew coded thing. Okay.
What a fucking liar.
By the way, they're running the defense on this clip so hard. But here's a part from earlier in the panel, or later in the panel, rather, where they kind of say a little too much.
I don't know.
I think he
he'd
thinks
ask
it's a
permission.
slur or ask for permission.
Ask
yeah.
permission. I feel like
I don't mean it in a bad way, but I feel like he just likes Sabra.
yeah.
Like I feel like
So she's saying, we don't mean like Sabra. In Jinxie's case, we don't actually hate him. We just think he actually likes Sabra. These other people, they're just fucking Jews. Or we like to call them Zionists or whatever as the insult. There's so much stacking up.
There's so many creators on this tier list. I'm just completely disgusted by this.
Yep.
Like they went through every creators that aren't even Jewish or Arab, and we're like, we gotta rate these people on how Jewish they are.
Yep.
What the fuck? This is insane.
Permission? I don't know.
I think he thinks
ask
it's a slur
permission.
or ask for permission.
Ask
yeah.
permission. I feel like
I don't mean it in a bad way, but I feel like he just likes Sabra.
yeah.
Like I feel like he goes to the store. He's like, oh, this is my
that's
favorite.
based.
We need to put it in Love Sabra.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know the other people are in there derogatory, but he's in there just like
We're in there derogatory. Right.
neutral.
Yeah, Jinxie loves Sabra, not derogatory.
Oh, sorry, sorry, Mike.
He's like, no, I really fuck with Sabra. I'm not
You
gonna.
love it.
yeah.
Yeah. That's why we put you on the Sabra category. Sabra's.
So, you know.
So very obviously showing, in the panel showing that it was just a slur, that this wasn't some sort of innocent. Oh, I literally just meant that they liked this hummus. Obviously cope, obviously dishonest.
Yeah, they're trying to salvage their careers.
Right. Okay, so then this led to, and you can bring up the this is a tweet here from JSTLK. It says precision drone strikes have taken out almost all mid-level leadership in Twitch's anti-Semitic politics section. And you can see that the 4 people on the stream, Capri Sunny, Poppy, Frogan, Denims, and Vio, have all received month-long Twitch bans.
They gave them a month, huh?
They gave them a month.
Hmm.
Yes. Over this specifically. So, and actually the ADL supposedly talked to Twitch about this. The ADL said, they posted on X, they said, ADL spoke with Twitch staff today after becoming aware of several concerning incidents on the social media platform and or involving Twitch streamers in the past week. We appreciate Twitch making the right decision to finally suspend the streamer Frogan for abusing her platform and the TwitchCon event to spread anti-Semitic vitriol during this time of intense apprehension for the Jewish community. Twitch must learn from the situation, improve how they address anti-Semitism, and handle their platform, which is ongoing and a significant challenge. We encourage Twitch to take meaningful actions, such as collaborating with the platform's Jewish community, providing staff, streamers, and moderation with anti-Semitism training. Woo, fucking do. And updating how they review programming for their live events. So.
Wow, they're gonna send them to the DEI class.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Okay.
Probably make it
Bring up
worse.
the you can bring up the meme that Zero Fox made. That look at this Zero Fox. Friendly Neighborhood Zero Fox made a meme, got 1.3K likes. Look at that.
Oh, I know. This is like genius.
It's a good meme. It's a good meme.
Genius levels of memery here.
Right, right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
20 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go.
Because we know that the IDF killed their own people on October 7th. Let's just start with the obvious. So much has been made of October 7th. They call it the worst day for the Jews since the Holocaust. They say out of all the wars.
The little muffled bit at the end.
I know.
Oh,
That's
so good.
good.
Yeah. That little
Very
bit of detail just so
Mhm.
we know who's living in Rogan's head, right?
Oh yeah, where all the talking points are coming from. So very good job, Zero Fox.
Amazing.
Twitter's favorite Trojan hijabi. I like the IJP Mexicans comment on this was the best and worst Scooby-Doo episode I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. Where they pull off the mask.
Yes, yes.
And I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling Zero Fox.
You meddling mods, yes. Okay, bring up the Jabba the Frogan here. It's another good meme someone made.
Oh, another good. Oh, look at
Yes.
this.
Look at this one.
Oh my god.
Look at that. Look at that picture. Oh man.
Let's see the audio here. Ready? 3, 2,
Yeah.
1, go.
I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. The U.S. military? Who fucking whom? I hope you get PTSD.
Oh man.
I
That
will
right there at
never
the
have any
end, that's like
fucking
such a
pity for-
perfect freeze frame. The face full of gook, the eyes, in each direction. So it's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so bring up the next here. This is very interesting. I had never heard this before. This is Frogan seeming to admit her cousin was a Hezbollah terrorist who died in the war at some point.
Just saw on some podcast here. 39 seconds.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Can I tell you a story, but can you bleep it?
Yeah, but can we watch this? Then you tell me the story. You want to?
It's it's relevant. I swear.
Okay, tell me.
My cousin gave us his old Xbox, and his username was Hezbollah something. And then we were like, "Bro, this motherfucker's about to get us put on a list."
That's really funny.
Why bleep that?
Yeah, why bleep that? Was he an American or is he from there?
He's American. He died.
Okay,
Recently.
then, yeah.
Then we're good.
In what, the war or just generally?
Remember I told you my cousin died last year?
Yeah.
Then
Okay.
Oh, do you still want to bleep it?
we don't have to. I don't know. I don't want to be put on a list. Can I tell you a story, but can you bleep it?
Frogan, you're already on 100 lists. Okay, like you're making a lot of lists.
Well, so this is a very weird story. I'm very curious if someone looks into it because so Frogan says that they have an American cousin who they're insinuating died in some kind of attack on Hezbollah, right? That is the very clear insinuation that she's making here. So I'm curious if either A, this is a true story. They had an American cousin who flew, fucking over there and got killed in some sort of IDF strike, which is kind of insane and incredible if that happened. Or if Frogan just has a cousin who died in a completely unrelated way and thinks that they're going to gain some kind of social benefit or thinks it's cool to pretend their cousin died fighting Israel.
Yeah, it's probably closer to the second option there.
It's pretty insane either way. So
He died in a car accident.
Right. Maybe.
Right.
Maybe. So
And she's making it sound like, oh my God, he was killed by the U.S. forces.
right. Okay, and then so bring up this next clip. This is Hasan's reaction to the Twitch bans, which is kind of
Drew's just
interesting.
doing the work here.
Drew Drew tweets like nonstop, but he's doing a good
okay.
job here cataloging all this stuff.
We got 1 minute, 37 seconds.
Right. Now,
3, 2.
Now,
go ahead.
before you do it, so because it's kind of like mid-sentence, I went and I found I was listening to the stream to see the context. The context is he's complaining that he's complaining that people have this view of him and Frogan and all these other people that are like that they're extremists. That's
Right.
what he's complaining about.
But they are extremists.
I know. So
or this, you know.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Go.
Or this, you know, colonial extraction. And instead, you are just an Islamist fundamentalist who would love to redefine America and make American governance look like Hezbollah. Okay? There is nothing I can do. There is nothing I can do. All I can do is just take it. Just like all Capri Sun Poppy and Frogan and everyone else that's getting banned in this mass ban wave, that all they can do is take it. And it is like gross and unhinged and completely untrue. And I don't know what to say. Their goal is for you to stop talking about Israel's actions under the guise of fighting anti-Semitism. Twitch is playing along because they're an American corporation after all. Yeah. Like ADL is directly talking about Frogan. It's fucking insane.
Speak.
You had to have the little like throat clearing at the end there. So, but this is interesting because to me, it very clearly reads that Hasan is worried, that he is nervous. He knows that there is a target on his head and that they're coming for him with the ban hammer, or they're trying to come at him with the ban hammer, and he is worried about it.
Right. Yeah. Look, the ADL's been the preferred weapon of the wokesters for a long time now.
Uh-oh, now it's backfiring.
Right. Yeah. Now all of a sudden the ADL's like, what? Let's wield some of this power against you.
What is the that stupid saying they always have, the leopards eating face party?
Oh yeah.
They're like, oh, you know, I'm supporting the leopards eating people's faces party, and then suddenly now the leopard that they've been supporting, that the woke people supporting, has now eating their face, and they're like, oh no, who could have foreseen this occurring?
I think Hasan might shut the fuck up before he gets banned.
Maybe
it's difficult because I don't know how much of his audience really just loves this anti-Semitism stuff.
I'm so glad you said that. You perfectly set me up for what I was going to talk about next.
Nice.
You didn't even realize. So I watched like about 40 minutes of this segment that was on his Twitch channel today.
Right.
Where he talked about this. And it was very interesting. Hasan said some very interesting things because it became very clear while he was talking about the situation that there's a lot of anti-Semitic people in Hasan's audience.
Right.
And he was bothered by this. So he spent like 15 minutes trying to explain to people that there are a lot of Jews that are actually anti-Israel. So you shouldn't be anti-Semitic blanketly. You should just be anti-Zionist and anti-people that support Israel. And the fact that he had to go off on this like 15-minute tangent, like angrily, like yelling at his chat to not be anti-Semitic, is very telling to the direction of where his audience is going.
Yeah, they're like, no, Hasan, you're wrong. You're the wrong one.
He also said that America controls Israel and that you should remember that. And this was kind of interesting too. He was kind of throwing out this idea that America is really the big bad to blame for all of this, that Israel is simply America's puppet. He even said that. He said Israel is willing, but they're America's willing puppet. So he's sort of saying that everything that's happening in the Middle East, everything Israel is doing, is all at the direction of America.
How can you be so fucking inept? Like, this is going to cost Biden or the Biden-Harris coalition so many votes in the next election. Like, if they had a magic wand and could make all of this go away, they would. They would be waving that fucking shit all over the place.
Right.
So to think that Israel is America's puppet. It's ridiculous.
You're 100% correct. And like, yeah, what is the thought process? If Biden just could control Israel,
yes,
and cared about winning or cared about Kamala Harris winning, why wouldn't they just do that? Get them to
yeah,
stop.
why wouldn't have Kamala Harris taken that meeting with Bibi Netanyahu and said, "Hey, buddy, like you jerked his leash a bit.
Right.
I got an election coming up here, buddy. You're pulling out of the Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
You're making an announcement that there are going to be no more settlements in the West Bank."
But this is the problem with their whole insane conspiracy worldview. It makes absolutely no sense. It's not based on, like, if it was true, America would behave very differently.
Right.
But they'll never acknowledge that. And in fact, he was also talking about Kamala Harris in this section. And it was funny. He said that Kamala Harris is fascist light. Okay. He said Donald Trump is fascist. Kamala Harris is fascist light, not only because she will go along with the genocide, but also because she is supporting the fascistic border bill. So for all the people on the right who are saying, you know, the border bill was the amnesty bill, the border bill was some kind of secret way to, you know, get people, illegals to vote or whatever nonsense they're saying, you know, that's what they're saying. And now you have Hasan on the other side saying, no, the border bill that she's supporting is literally fascism.
Right. The question is, will Kamala Harris cave to that coalition?
Will she cave to the fascists?
No, will she cave to the people that are calling her fascist? Look, I don't believe Kamala Harris likes to be called fascist. I don't think she's going to do anything about the border if elected, because that's the tactic that they're going to take.
Right.
She's going to be like, oh my God, they're calling me fascist.
Mm-hmm.
Trump is like, what? They call me fascist every day. What are you talking about?
Yep.
That's normal. That's politics.
So I did an interesting comparison here. I Googled Twitch Frogan ban and I Googled Twitch Asmongold. Oh, my phone went off. Twitch Asmongold ban. Now, I saw the Asmongold ban, you know, it was mostly like gaming sites talking about it. You had Gamerant, Kotaku, PC Gamer, IGN, Polygon. You'd expect these sites to talk about it.
Of course. Yeah, he's a huge gamer, right?
Right. But I found that there were two mainstream sites that talked about it. There was Forbes had an article about this, and the BBC had an article about this.
Asmongold going into the Forbes.
Right. So I was curious. I was like, okay, well, did Frogan get acknowledged by any of these things? So I look it up. These are the sites the only sites are talking about the Frogan ban. Times of India.
What?
The Hindustan Times. Sportskedia. I don't even know what that is. Times Now. Never heard of that. The Sun. That's the only publication I've even heard of, but it's kind of like a trashy publication. Kotaku talked about it. Something called Soap Central.
Well, I think the difference here is that Asmongold is like a giant billionaire streamer, and Frogan only has 57 eggs and like $25.
Well,
so it's not really a big story.
You say that, but and also Haaretz obviously talking about it. But you say that, but when I Googled this, on the second page, there was a Washington Post article. And I said, oh, did the Washington Post cover the fact that Frogan got banned? But then I saw the date was May 31st of this year. So we have the Washington Post from May of this year says Twitch draws pro-Palestinian influencers as rival sites back off politics. Dozens of content creators are leveraging the live streaming app to raise funds for Palestine, circumventing political content bans on other platforms. And it's got a picture with Frogan and other content creators. And there's a whole article. It's a positive write-up on Frogan and other content creators. So you are correct that Frogan has a much smaller audience than Asmongold, but Frogan has actually been written about positively in the Washington Post and now is getting banned for being horribly racist and bigoted.
This just blows the whole idea of manufacturing consent out of the water, because they're like manufacturing their little fucking hearts out to get this girl to be a thing, and nobody's taking. Everyone's like, what?
So, but here's what's more interesting. This leads into the next kind of story I want to talk about, which is, so then I thought, okay, let me Google Twitch Israel ban. So if you don't know this, there was a story that came out where apparently Twitch was actually preventing anyone with an IP that was in Israel or in the West Bank or Gaza from not only like signing up for a new account on Twitch. So not just for a creator, but even if you wanted to sign up just to watch people on Twitch, if your IP was from Israel or Palestine, you literally could not make a new Twitch account.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This went on for a year. For over a year, actually. For over 1 year, if you were fucking Israeli and you had an Israeli IP address, or even if you're Palestinian and you had a Palestinian IP address because it's the same, or it's like the same region, that entire region was locked out and you could not sign up for a Twitch account. This is a major story. This is an insanely major story. In a fucking country, an ally of America, the country of Israel, was IP blocked by one of the largest streaming platforms in the world. Could you imagine if like Twitter IP blocked Ukrainians or something? Say like, oh, if you're Ukrainian, you're not allowed to sign up for an X account.
Yeah, it's definitely discrimination, right? I mean, the big story for me is like, why is anyone signing up for a Twitch account?
Well, that's a good question,
but look, that's my bias, right?
Right. So I Googled this story because I was like, okay, this is a major, big story, right? This is kind of an insane thing. An entire country that's an ally of America, region blocked by an American company for a year. It's got to be reporting on it, right? So I look it up. Fucking ghost town.
Right.
The only big publications that are even talking about this are Israeli publications. You have the Jerusalem Post.
Of course, yes.
Haaretz, Times of Israel. You have some gaming sites, PC Gamer, gamesindustry.biz is talking about this, Rock, Paper, Shotgun. Not a single fucking mainstream publication, even the BBC, which report on fucking Asmongold, not reporting on this. There's no reporting on this. It's insane. There's no mainstream reporting that I'm seeing when I Googled this, talking about this insane fucking story, this massive story.
Well, didn't Twitch come out and make some kind of excuse?
They did, which we'll talk about in a second. But even the excuse would be part of the story, right? Like this is Twitch's official response to the story. This is insane to me. This is psycho fucking pathic to me that this is not being talked about in mainstream publications. This is crazy. Now, I think there's a reason for this. And the reason for this is the election. And it's because the journalists know, and I'm actually kind of shocked that Fox News is so Fox News is really incompetently run in terms of, because obviously Fox News wants to do everything they can and get Donald Trump elected. But whoever runs it are like a bunch of boomers. They don't know how to appeal to the youths. And so there's like this story, because I guess it's on Twitch, is just completely off their radar. This is something that Fox News should really be pushing to make a big, major story.
Really?
Yeah, because the reason that the mainstream media is not reporting on this story is because they know that the perception of anti-Semitism, because there's all this, anti-Israel protests that was like on all the college campuses and everything like that. They know that the more people see that there's these large institutions like Twitch that are seemingly anti-Semitic or anti-Israel, that's going to, in their minds, they're afraid that's going to trigger people to vote for Donald Trump. And that's why they're not reporting on this.
Or not vote for Kamala Harris.
Or just not vote for Kamala Harris. Yeah, right. That's the reason they're not reporting on this. If the election was like a year away, there'd probably be a bunch of articles about this because it's such a big story. But they're not reporting on it because of the election.
Is this election interference?
I wouldn't say it's election interference, but it's just showing how obviously biased the mainstream media is to not report on this massive story.
Is this rigging the 2024 election?
No.
Okay, I want to be.
If
clear
Donald
here.
Trump, listen, if Donald Trump loses, okay, people are like, if the Hunter Biden laptop
it was
story,
the Frogan story,
right? They're not gonna say, yeah. If Donald Trump loses, you can't point to this. You'd be like, the mainstream media was hiding the fucking Israel Twitch story,
Right.
But, I mean, I guess you could say it is a level of, I would say inter-election interference, but it is obviously now this is all my speculation, of course. I'm reading BANS here, but this is all. They're doing it because of the election. I can't imagine that this would not be reported on if the election wasn't going on right now.
Well, that's true. Then it is election interference. Like if they're making editorial decisions based on the way they believe it's going to affect the election for a certain outcome, that's totally election interference. God, they need to get all these partisans out of the newsroom. They need to start asking people, have you voted in the last 10 years, and hiring the guy that says, no, I've never voted. That's the guy they need to hire, right?
Right.
The guy who cares about the truth, not who's going to win in the next election.
Okay, so this has been going on for a year, this weird block. Now, I think I sent it to you. This was, bring up, this is Twitch's response. Okay,
All right.
This is their official response to this. And I kind of read this on Sunday, like half asleep, because it was like 12 o'clock in the morning. But let's kind of like look at it with fresh eyes. Now we can think about this. Think if this makes any sense, okay?
This is the official Twitch response.
Right. Because they post on X. I always think it's funny how many companies and politicians and celebrities post their official comment about a controversy on X. Wasn't Joe Biden stepping down? Wasn't that officially announced on X first?
Yeah. X is like the phone. It's like the press now. It's just like the press release. Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of weird.
It is. Well, it's just funny because they hate Elon so much that this is like the platform.
Right. But look, it's what everyone does. It's the culture. Okay.
Right.
What's Twitch support say here?
So Twitch says
Let's
we
hear
want
the
to
fucking bullshit.
Yes. Here, listen to this bullshit. We want to address concerns we've seen about whether we're preventing Twitch account signups in some regions. When signing up for a Twitch account, you can select an account verification method, email or phone, for added protection. Following the October 7th attacks, we temporarily disabled signups with email verification in Israel and Palestine. We did this to prevent uploads of graphic material related to the attack and to protect the safety of users. Signups were not disabled, and we continue to see signups from both regions. Users could choose to sign up with phone verification. We've learned that inadvertently we did not re-enable email verification sign up for either region. We deeply regret this unacceptable miss and the confusion it has caused. We fixed the issue, meaning all affected users can sign up with email verification. We've also heard concerns about whether our community guidelines apply to all content on our service. This is about the Frogan PTSD thing. We continue to enforce our rules as consistently as possible and are actively reviewing content and taking enforcement action where needed. So I think the only reason that Frogan and those people got banned was to divert attention away from this story.
Right.
I think this was, we have Twitch running in the woods from the bear, which is, the bear is possibly the ADL or the mainstream media like waking up to this fucking insane story. And so they threw out the red meat of Frogan being banned to distract everyone. They go, oh, here's Frogan, all these other people are banned. They're the sacrificial lambs to just distract everyone away from the actual big story, which is this story.
Yeah, this is their adpocalypse coming right now. They're probably on the phone with YouTube. What do we do? What do we do? Holy shit. How do we stop this?
So let's think about this. Think about whether this makes any sense. Okay. So they're saying that, so the thought process here, and this has happened before, it's happened that during, people have uploaded or live streamed graphic, killings or terroristic, content on Twitch in the past. That has happened. So you could say, okay, theoretically, it would make some amount of sense that directly after October 7th, they could be afraid that some Hamas people would try to upload footage they took of like murdering people on Twitch.
Yeah, it's a good cover story. It's great.
Right. There's some like theory they say, okay, that can make sense. Here's a problem with that. Number one, they said that they were allowing phone verification, but not email verification. Why would that apply to, like, if you're a Hamas terrorist and you filmed yourself killing a bunch of innocent Israelis, you obviously have a phone. Why is not having a phone verification? Why is that the stopgap to somehow prevent people from uploading terrorist content?
Because they can just use an email?
No, but they're saying
email affix your IP address?
Yes, but they're saying, well, first of all, you just get a VPN. All right. So that's kind of ridiculous. They're saying, oh, terrorists can't get a VPN. But it's why, like, they're saying that they allowed phone signups, but they blocked email signups to prevent terrorists from like spreading their terrorist content. But the terrorists all have fucking phones. This doesn't make any sense. This makes zero sense whatsoever.
Right.
this excuse. They were
So you think
using their
it's-
phones to film themselves killing the people.
Right.
So
But
that makes
aren't the phones geolocated to a certain location though?
right, but why would they allow people to sign up with a geolocated phone that's geolocated in Israel or Palestine and say, but we're not going to let you sign up with an email that's located in that region? How does that make any sense?
I thought they were blocking the phones in that location.
No, you have it backwards.
Okay.
They said that they were blocking email verifications but allowing phone verifications.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That makes no sense. But then there's another wrinkle on top of that, which is apparently this is a total lie. They were blocking both email and phone verifications.
Which
And
that's the thing to do. I mean, if this is cover story is true, you block them both.
But why are they saying in the cover story that they only blocked one, which is a lie?
Yeah,
they
that
blocked
doesn't
both.
make sense. Yeah.
No, it makes no sense. So this shows that whenever they wrote this, they were just scrambling around for whatever lie that they could. It didn't even make sense. And there's actually video I've seen of people filming themselves before they fixed it, trying to use phone verification to sign up for a Twitch account in that region, and they could not. So this is a lie. This is a straight up lie. You can even see on X, they literally fact checked it, but they noted it to show you that it is a lie and that you couldn't sign up on phone either.
Right.
Okay. So that's number one. So this is obviously a lie. Number two, even if like theoretically this makes sense that you would stop, you'd be afraid of this, right? It breeds a couple problems. Number one, why did they not do this? There was no point. Was there any region locking during Ukraine-Russia war? I'm sure lots of people could upload, violent footage there. No one has ever found that there's ever been a region lock, an entire country region lock for any reason for violent, this kind of excuse of violent content. This has never, ever happened before. Okay.
Right.
So this makes this whole thing sus. Number three, there's no fucking way. It is literally impossible that an entire year a country could be region locked from signing up and they didn't know about it. That's not fucking possible.
Right. Because somebody would contact Twitch support. They'd be like, look, I'm in Israel. I can't sign up for a Twitch account. What's going on?
Yes. And actually, there were multiple hundreds of content creators and just other people that are trying to sign up for the last year, trying to sign up for a Twitch account that lived in Israel, and they could not do it, and were reaching out to Twitter support or Twitch support, and Twitch support just kept saying, we've looked into this and we've acknowledged that you can't sign up for an account at this time.
Yeah.
So they've literally had multiple people supposedly look into this and just say, yep, you can't do it. You're not allowed to sign up. So this is a 100% total fucking lie. This is a 1,000 billion% lie. Twitch is just lying about this.
Right. And you think it's to prevent people who are in Israel having some sort of rebuttal to all of these pro-Palestinian Twitch people?
I have no clue what the fuck it is.
Right.
I don't know what the motivation is. Because that would be like, what you're saying is that would be the thought process, but it's a stupid thought process on top of that.
Right.
I think what happened was, this would be my guess. This would be my prediction that, because this happened on October 13th, I believe is when the assault went down, is that after October 7th, there was probably some instance of someone trying to upload some violent footage to Twitch that got taken down. Someone maybe well-meaning, or maybe someone woke that hated Israel, came up with this concept that we should just region lock the area. And then they're like, oh yeah, we'll do it temporarily. We'll do it for like a couple of days or a week or something, just so things, calm down. And then they intentionally just left it up because they said, fuck Israel. Like, this was their version of doing the boycott, divestment, sanction thing. They're like, this is our BDS. This is Twitch's BDS. We're not going to let anyone from Israel sign up for an account.
When was the date when a bunch of Israeli citizens started uploading super incendiary videos about the bombings in Gaza, basically saying, "Oh, those people deserve it." Because I remember that was a thing, and a lot of people were getting pretty chapped about it.
Oh, that's a good question. I think that was after
Because
that was
maybe
like
they
a
did it
month
to
after,
prevent.
wasn't it?
Maybe they did it to prevent that. Maybe that was going on, and they were like, "Oh, fuck that! Holy
Right.
shit!" Yeah, no, there was a bunch of like I get it, right? Obviously, October 7th played on their psyche.
Wow, look at this. October 12th.
That's when it
Day
happened. See,
before.
I knew it.
Uh-oh.
I
Listen,
do
you
it.
might be onto something.
This
You
is
might be
exactly
totally onto something.
what happened. They were getting ahead of that. They were like, all these incendiary videos are showing up, and I mean, they were completely racist stuff. They were like, look, this is the primal aspect of human beings, right?
Right.
There's this massive attack comes. People, they're raping and pillaging people. The IDF goes in. And they're going in with a real get even attitude, right? And the Israeli citizens are kind of like, that's right, go get them, boys. And they're posting shit like this on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's a lot of really unsavory stuff on both sides going on.
Yeah, so there's a video that most people probably saw. That was like the guy who was Israeli who was like flicking his lights on and off and showing that he had power and showing that he had water like running from the sink and everything. And that was
Yep.
October 12th.
Yep.
So maybe you could be onto something. Maybe that was it. Maybe that was part of the reasoning here.
They were like, no more of this, bitch.
Right. Huh.
Which I don't know. I mean, look, this goes back to the censorious stuff, right?
Well, that's like a crazy. They shouldn't be blocking that. I mean, that's
should we censor that?
No.
Should we censor the people overjoyed with how they're getting even for this atrocity that's been committed on them? Payback's a bitch.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
The Israeli settlers mock Gazans on TikTok.
Yeah, look, that was all over the place.
Right. Wow. You really could be onto something.
Twitch zeroes in. They're like, oh my God, this TikTok thing is going to be coming over to Twitch soon.
Right.
Put up the wall. Build a wall. Build a wall.
Well, see, now that would be interesting because if we go back and we look at Twitch's statement here, okay, we look at it and we assume that what they meant was they wanted to prevent upload of graphic material related to October 7th. This is what they say. They said we did this to prevent uploads of graphic material related to the attack. But there were also stories about settlers, attacking Palestinians in the West Bank and stuff. And so maybe that was actually what they were concerned about.
And they can't come out and say, they can't do a statement saying, look, all the Jewish people are going a little crazy.
Right.
Then they come off as anti-Semitic, and they're trying to deal with an anti-Semitism like branding going on here anyway. So they can't really say that.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that was why
they wiggled out of it.
And so, but this is obviously a lie. There's no, it's impossible. Like, yeah, maybe the very CEO of Twitch doesn't know this, but obviously a lot of high level people were aware of this. There was even someone who a while ago in the Twitch subreddit was posting pictures showing that they were region blocked by Twitch, and the mods they locked it, they closed the thread, and they locked all and deleted all the replies.
Wow.
Okay. So they 100% had awareness that this was going on. This little email or this little post on X, nowhere near a justification or explanation of what the fuck was going on. Now, normally, this is where you would have the press. Okay. If we
Step
had
in. Yes.
A functioning press should be hounding Twitch, asking for interviews, asking for clarification, saying, well, how does this make any sense? Asking all these questions, putting pressure on them to say something, to give an explanation, because it seems like total bullshit, but they're not doing anything. Just total silence because they're terrified of it helping Donald Trump win the election.
Election interference. Yeah. Of course. Of course. Yeah, they don't want this going on. Can you imagine? Oh, man, Donald Trump would be all over that. He'd be like, look at this. Twitch is banning Israelis.
I'm actually surprised Donald Trump isn't saying that. I mean, he's too much of a boomer to know what Twitch is or understand what Twitch is, but I'm surprised that no one has thrown this talking point at him. He's tried it out. Maybe he will. Maybe in the future he'll say this, Did you know that the internet's, he'll say something like, did you know the internet is banning Israelis?
Right.
So.
That's the exact angle to go at it too.
Yeah.
Did you know Twitch is anti-Semitic?
Yep. These are people. This is the streamers our young kids watch. Okay. And then the other thing I wanted to show you was that this is totally crazy. The Saturday Night Live clip.
Yeah, what's this all about? Saturday Night Live presenter argues that the only reason the Houthis, Taliban, and Hamas execute gay people is because the West bombs them. What? That can't be real.
Right. And we'll watch the second, which I said, and this was totally crazy to me. I said, SNL literally regurgitating Hasan Piker's terrorist apologia was not on my list for 2024. So let's watch this here.
Honest with stuff over there,
Hold on a second.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Honest with stuff over there, Like a lot of young people now that are like for like gay rights and women's rights will be like free Palestine, free Gaza, and then people on the other side are being like, oh, gays for Gaza, huh? Oh, go be gay in Gaza. See how they like it over there. That's why we're going over there. Like, as if that's why America goes to war? Because we love women and gay people so much? Like, also, if you want them to be gay, just stop bombing them. Like, they'll get to gay, Like, they're busy. They don't have time to be like, who am I in the deepest parts of my soul? Like, you can't watch your village get blown up and be like, I think I'm bisexual, actually. Like, that's not... We're spicy green. Honest with stuff over there,
Okay, what's your reaction?
So if you remember, this person very obviously watched Hasan say this, because this is what Hasan said. He said on the Maslow hierarchy of needs here, and he said this to Asmongold in their conversation, because the evil imperialist West is bombing these people and attacking them, they can't get to the luxury beliefs of not killing gay people.
Right.
That was Hasan's actual argument. And here we see this guy making the exact same argument, though he's, trying to say in a more humorous way.
Right. Very funny.
Yep. So here we go. So again, it's just kids on the internet, right? Gets proven less and less true every single day. As long as this sort of insane, psychopathic, extreme, fanatical, socialist movement spreads further and further on the left, and the mainstream media keeps ignoring it because they're terrified of giving Donald Trump a talking point or a win.
Well, they're going to have to cover it as soon as the election's over, right? Regardless of whether or not
I don't know.
Trump
We'll
wins.
see. It might depend on who wins. So I'm not sure.
The news is going to be tangibly different depending upon who wins the election. What kind of world is that, Sitch?
It's not a good world. So.
Yeah, so much for the fourth estate, right?
Right.
So is that it?
Yeah,
Did we make it? That was a great journey, man.
Jeez.
This was fascinating.
It's a terrible journey.
Holy shit.
Well,
I mean, look, conflict drives a story.
That's
true. A lot of twists and turns, a lot of conflict, a lot of intrigue.
Well, and all this, it's so frustrating because all this does, like, they're not going to report on it because they think it's going to help Donald Trump. The fact that they've allowed this to grow and fester is what helps Donald Trump win in the first place. Because he points to this, people on the right point to this, and they say the left is fucking insane. It's out of control.
Yeah.
And it is out of control in a lot of areas. It's completely true.
I'm not sure Donald Trump is going to win. I think it's so bizarre because the election's right around the corner now. We're 2 weeks away, and this is who knows? It's a jump ball. Either one of these candidates could win.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. And if you're on the anti-Israel side, pro-Palestinian side of the argument, I'm sure you're very happy that pieces of shit like Hasan and Frogan who are either softballing or explicitly advocating for October 7th become the faces of your movement and completely drag down your reputation and completely make a very easy straw man for people to point to say, look, they're all terrorist supporters. And this is part of why I was so disgusted at just a part of the reason why I was so disgusted at the protesters at the college campuses is that there's a completely legitimate argument to make about, getting Israel to stop, to not kill so many people. And that is hijacked by these socialist weirdos who they don't actually give a fuck about the Palestinian people. They just fucking despise America. And that's the main thing that's driving everything that's driving their worldview, is that they just hate America's guts.
So true. So true.
It's unfortunate because so much of politics is you say, okay, you look at the team that you're on and you look at who surrounds it. So many people, when I've talked to just like more normie people, so much of their political positions are, oh, I found people I like, and this is the politics that they have. And so when normies, walk around, they say, okay, maybe Israel's going too far. And they say, oh, who are the people that are on that side? Oh, it's a bunch of these people that like want to burn the American flag, that are chanting for Jews to go back to Europe, that are saying that Hamas or the Houthis are based. Like they're going to look at that and say, oh, okay, well, those people are psychos, right? I can't support that.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I always ask myself, is it more a product of material conditions, or is it ideology or philosophy, whichever you want to call it?
Is what? For who? Are we talking about the Americans? The
Just
kids?
look, the I hate America strain that's running through our society. Like, you can make an argument either way. You could say, look, it's these people have been indoctrinated in college, your material conditions are fine. They're all wealthy, upper middle class kids. They're just completely out to lunch. They've been taught hate America. Or you could say, well, it's not really wealthy upper class kids. It's people who are in dire straits. Their material conditions are bad. They're working terrible jobs. They have no hope of ever owning a home or having a family. So that's what's driving their hatred of America. America is a land of opportunity, and they've ended up at the bottom. They've come out the losers in that exchange. That's why they hate capitalism. That's why they hate America. So, and I kind of think, aren't our elections designed to kind of filter through this?
Mm-hmm.
If it is material conditions, there's solutions to both problems, but I think the material conditions one is probably easier to solve.
It is,
because we can change people's material conditions. The ideology, if their material conditions are good and they're just indoctrinated with bullshit, how do you change that?
Well, I was actually looking into this yesterday. Then there's this very weird thing that's been going on this entire year, where a lot of the economic metrics are very good.
Right.
In terms of
yes.
Unemployment is very low. Average wages are higher than they've been. And then supposedly, according to multiple metrics, average wages are higher, have outpaced inflation for most workers overall.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and yet there's still, and a lot of articles written about this, yet there's still a vibe that the economy is awful, that economically the country's doing terrible. And people, when they're asked on these surveys, they still feel like they have to save more. They still feel like even though they're saving less, they still feel like they're in more dire straits economically. Now, I'd wager that this is mostly because the number one thing of inflation that's still hitting people is food. And it's just so readily apparent when you go to the grocery store, so readily apparent when you go to a restaurant, that you're paying a lot more. And so I think you just see that in your face every day, and that's kind of hitting you. Even if you're making more money, that's going to hit you in some specific way. That's number one. Number two is that I've seen when they kind of break down, and this kind of goes into what you were saying, when they kind of break down the economic stats, even if like on average, the average person is doing better, if they kind of do it by age, you see that disproportionately young people are not doing better.
Right.
That disproportionately young people are struggling. Yeah. And so I think this kind of goes into what you were talking about, where there's a lot of young people who either have economic problems, or even if they don't have economic problems, they have a meaning crisis. We've had this massive meaning crisis in America that's been going on probably forever, but has been kind of ratcheted up in the last 15 years or so. And everyone's looking, this is how it works. When there's a meaning crisis and people say, okay, I feel like my life needs meaning. I feel like my life is devoid of meaning. Everything seems pointless. People are going to get sucked into whatever their natural moral intuitions are. So if you have kind of like more left-wing moral intuitions, it's going to be easy for you to get sucked down the socialist pipeline and say, oh, well, the reason I have this meaning crisis, the reason everything is bad is because America is the evil capitalist empire. And if you have more right-wing moral intuitions, you're going to just get sucked down to either the MAGA train or even the further right sort of, anti-American liberalism far right train.
Yeah.
To kind of justify, or not justify, I should say, to explain why you feel the way that you feel.
Yeah, this is a dark side of individualism. Like, individualism is great for you and I. Like, we have an idea of a life that we want to live and goals that we have and things that we want to accomplish. But it is, some people just, they don't have that. Like, it's a lot of work to create your own identity, right? They just want an identity that is, out of the box. They're like, oh, this is good. And for forever, our society basically catered to those people who just, society told you who you were. They made all those decisions for you.
I think this is where the conservatives have a point.
You're breaking up a bit, so repeat what you just said. Did you not plug in? Did you not plug in? Are you on a wireless connection, you motherfucker? How dare you? How dare you do this to our fans, Sitch? Plug that shit in. You grab that male connector and you walk over to that router and you shove it right in that female slot. And you plug your fucking internet in. He's not going to do it. He probably can't even hear me. This is what he does to you guys. This is how much respect Sitch has for you. He's going to do this whole show. He's like, I don't have time to plug in my router. Look, A-Team plugs it in, okay? Let's just be clear here. A-Team 100% plugs it in as much as possible. All right, let me see. I'm actually going to look. Okay, yeah, look, he's still here. I don't know. I guess we might actually be ending the stream early because Sitch didn't have the decency. Who knows? I guess I should read some super chats. All right. It's finally happened. Adam is forced to read super chats. Let's hope he's back before I have to read them all. I guess I'll start with the $20 ones as is customary. But Sitch does such a better job reading that I feel like I should just wait on the $20 ones and hope he gets here. We've got Emperor Karl Franz. Actually, let me bring up the super chats over here. Emperor Karl Franz for $20. Now I'll bring him up over here so then you guys can see what a terrible reader I am. Hold on, guys. Just 1 second. There you go. Chat monster. Why is that up there? Here we go. Doom. Emperor Karl Franz for $5 says, reap what you sow, get fucked. Actually, I'm wondering if maybe we should end the stream now and see if we can come back and get Sitch on the line. for super chats. Maybe we can do that. Maybe we just do a separate super chat stream. Actually, I'm gonna
Okay,
play.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Oh, what happened?
For some reason Firefox just went insane and was like sucking up all my RAM. So
Oh, your resources?
yeah, so I just had to force quit out of Firefox.
Well, lucky for you, I'm an expert at stalling. So
Okay.
I only read one super chat.
That's good. That's good. Okay. What I was gonna say
Oh
is
yeah, we
that
were having a conversation.
yeah, we're in the middle of something. What I was gonna say is that this is where the conservatives are correct. And that the left has totally dropped the ball here. And that's because what you were saying is true. Not everyone wants to go out there. Not everyone has the capacity to go out there and just find some sort of magical meaning in their life that is different from the standard path. That's the key here, is that for most people, and this is good, humans evolved to find meaning through finding someone to mate with and having a family and children with them. That is how like 95% of the population finds, sort of meaning in their life. And if you're not in the 95%, that's totally fine too. But that's sort of like that's how humans evolved to have that inclination. And so when you have this issue where basically we've, the left has for many years been kind of breaking down the sort of traditional way of living, quote, traditional way of living, which is just, find someone to have fucking children with and raise a family. Like that's going to make people feel fucked up. That's going to make people feel like there's a massive loss of meaning in their lives. And obviously right now we have a new version of this because less and less people are having children, less and less people are even having sex, less and less people are even having relationships. Part of this is economics and the inability for people to get good jobs or young people to get good jobs or to buy a home. Part of this is because of the dating apps and all of the weird sort of serial monogamous / polyamorous situations that the dating apps create. But this is right. But this is something that has been going on for a long time. This is why, if you recall from one of the greatest movies ever made, Fight Club, this is why all the men in Fight Club, none of them had relationships at all. They're all single men. That's why they all felt like they were just missing this key part of their life. And that's why in Fight Club, what is it that kind of kicks Edward Norton out of Project Mayhem? It's a woman.
He gets a girlfriend.
Right, exactly. That's why that movie is so perfect. That's why like there was some talk of doing like a Fight Club sequel about women or something, and I was like, that just doesn't even make sense. But okay. So but yeah, so I think that's what's going on here. And I think the conservatives are completely correct that we need to sort of bring back this idea of it's totally acceptable for people to seek the quote traditional life. And by traditional, I just mean, fucking have a family.
Yeah, this is why those two sort of cultures being at war with one another is not good. Like we have to have a society that accepts both of those paths. We have to have an society that caters to people who want to go down the individualistic path and also caters to people who want to go down the traditional path. Right. And they're not demonizing one another. Yeah. Because this is where I do think the conservatives get it wrong, because a lot of this, post-liberal type attitude is that they make the opposite problem in saying that like all of society needs to be structured to cater to the people who can't take the individualist path, or it's too much work to take the individualist path, or they don't want to take the individualist path, right? No, that opportunity has to be open to them just as much. We can't cater all of society to the people who want to take the individualist path. Like there has to be other solutions for people who don't want to, can't do it, are just not inclined to do it. So
yeah, no, you're correct. But it's funny because like people on the left, they always call the right reactionary when it's like the breakdown of wanting to, have quote traditional family structures and things of that nature. That is the left being reactionary to the right's overreach. So what you're saying is that there was, for most of human history, the right, or what we consider the traditional aspects of society, were the very ultra dominant cultural aspects. And they were saying you have to live this very specific narrow way, which is fine for a lot of people. But the reaction to that, because it was too strict, is what breeds this sort of like hyperbolic deconstruct everything, fuck family, fuck tradition, fuck, masculine, feminine values and all that stuff. That's what leads people down that pathway.
Right.
So you're correct. We need to be able to sort of all just get the fuck along with each other. Just let people do what the fuck they want to do.
We got to reel it in. Yeah.
Well, it's difficult because on one hand, you have to let people do what they want to do, but I do think it's still important for society and culture to still promote the idea of like, you should be dating, not to just fuck. You should be dating to try to find a partner. That should be the goal of dating.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Okay. I saw I realized you had the picture you brought up.
The Frogan.
The Frogan picture, yeah.
She's
Did
crazy.
you see the picture that I sent you at the end there?
No.
She's got like the big Joker smile.
I'll grab it.
Yeah. So. Okay. Did you read John Watts's 16 Months?
What should we? Let's look. If this happens again and you don't come back, should I just end the stream and we'll do super chats later? Because that was like my big question. I guess as soon as I ended the stream, you'd be.
Well, I sent you a tweet. You didn't look in your DMs that explained what the problem was. So.
Oh.
So before you do anything,
I was waiting for you to text me. Yeah.
You should look at your DMs.
It's not. So. It's nor my internet. The tab sucks up too much memory. I'll be back in a minute. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I should just look at my Twitter.
There you go.
It is so much nicer to do a show where we, trade off and.
Right. Okay. John Watts for 16 months.
It's almost, I don't know. Chat, you're going to have to tell me, but I think my selection was actually better, but.
What?
I brought up the Frogan Joker. It is kind of Joker-ish, but.
Put them side by side. Okay.
Okay. I'll do it up.
The two faces of Frogan here.
Here we go.
Right.
All right. Go ahead.
John Watts for 16 months says, last time I checked, Twitch isn't profitable. Banning the frog person will cost him $25. Banning Hasan will cost him 6-7 figures, though Asmo was a cash cow. ... Well, the real question is you got to get Amazon to care. That's the real thing. You got to get Amazon to care. So
is Twitch a loss leader for Amazon? Is that what's going on?
I don't know. Maybe.
I wonder if Twitch drives products to Amazon. Or shoppers to Amazon. How's that work?
Maybe. Or vice versa, probably. Sketch for 27 months says, oh no. Anyways, last week. Emperor Carl France. Hey, Carl. Thanks so much for the $20. Carl says, reap what you sow. Get fucked. Boom.
Oh, yeah. I think I hung out with Carl one time.
You did. Yes.
Yeah.
Get that.
Cool guy.
I wonder if we should make the one that you have, maybe. I wonder if we should make that an emoji. It's a pretty good emoji face.
It is good, isn't it?
It's a good emoji face.
Whoa. we could replace out Connor. You could take over Connor. As the new insane meme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want.
We made the mistake of actually looking at the numbers that we did when Connor was on, and now I think we're kind of obligated to have Connor on a second time.
Yeah,
it was insane. You guys,
if you want to talk to Connor again, I'm totally down.
Look, if Connor wants to come on and scream at me, I can take it. I'm a big boy.
Right.
I thought I did pretty good in that conversation, but. You can tell. Look, when you're triggered. Look, and you've felt this too, Sitch. You've gotten triggered on the show before.
Of course.
Like you just
that's never happened.
Your sensory input is like immediately cut in half. Like you're really only hearing half of what someone is saying.
Yes.
Like you're not in full focus mode. You're like
you more than me. Okay. I feel like when you get angry, I can feel that you're like your range of vision just narrows to a very thin point. Okay.
Look, maybe you look, you're obviously a lot younger than me. I think you're like 18 years younger than me. So you slow down more as you get older. I think, but I think it is pretty typical. I mean, I could see it being worse in a 20-year-old because they haven't learned to kind of master it, to kind of expand. Because I do, and this is one of the fun things about doing this when you do get triggered, is you kind of have to fight against that narrowing of the focus, and you're like, okay, I got to pay attention.
Right.
I got to like push the anger aside here. Got to focus. People are saying things. I need to process them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's you get kind of to cognitive capacity with you. There is a cognitive capacity when you're listening to things. Like, I don't know if you've ever played video games and listen to podcasts at the same time.
Of course.
And when you get to like cognitive capacity, because you're running, like things are getting hairy. There's like 20 guys after you. You got the flag. You're
you
like,
stop listening to whatever is happening.
right.
In
The podcast is the first thing to go, right? You're like,
right, you're
holy shit, I'm going to
anymore.
die.
Yeah. It all goes out the window.
Yeah. So that kind of situation gives you a glimpse into what your top cognitive, they call it cognitive load.
Right.
But somehow when I say cognitive load,
Give me your cognitive load, baby.
I knew, yeah. As soon as I said cognitive load, it was going to completely change this whole conversation.
Adam wants your all's cognitive load all over his brainscape.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
But
is
yeah,
what
no,
chicks really like. A guy
right.
with a lot of cognitive load. That's what they're into, guys. Fellas, if you can get your cognitive load like way up here, you'll have like you'll have a new girlfriend once a week.
Make sure you put on your dating profile, put high cognitive load.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
or massive
exactly.
cognitive load, right? Like right at the top of the dating profile, you know? And then you can put
That's
the little
it.
meme of the guy, like the Wojak with the big brain. Put
Oh,
that right
yeah.
under. That'll get the women. Oh, that'll get them real hot and bothered.
Nothing says
Dripping.
big cognitive load like a Wojak.
A Wojak. Yeah, exactly. Anyway. So
All right.
Death by Sloth pointed out that Amazon Prime does give you a free Twitch sub.
Oh, wow. So
There you
maybe they're making up although Amazon Prime is kind of a loss leader for Amazon. Amazon Prime is one of the best deals going. They've done market research and supposedly it's a product that you can buy. I think it's like $50 or maybe $99. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. I think it's 100.
And it's how much is it?
I thought it was 100 or something.
Okay, but it's supposed to be worth like $400 or something like that. The actual amount of postage you would pay for Amazon Prime is some astronomical amount.
Well, it depends how much you use Amazon. If you use Amazon any regular amount, then you should 1000% Amazon Prime. It's so good.
Yes.
I don't know, because it was a loss leader, but then so Amazon did this interesting thing, which is that they basically said, well, we're just going to bypass UPS, open all these Amazon facilities all over the country, and hire Amazon drivers to try to make it so that it wasn't a loss leader. I don't know where they're at now, but
try and make it less expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, trying to, and I'm assuming it's working for them. But Midas Matthews for 19 months says nature is healing. True.
Oh, because of the bans. Yeah.
Right. Red
How do we
473
get
for
Frogan
$5.
on, man? We should talk to Frogan.
If she would come on,
We
love
could
to
ask
talk
her
to
about the egg situation.
Yeah,
Be like,
what's up
look,
with the
we saw
eggs?
you only had 54 eggs left. How
Really?
do you
Yeah.
count those? How do you
Now
know
listen,
that?
someone out there in the Sitch and Adam chat, I'm sure someone's willing to bite the bullet.
Oh yeah.
Get you one of those eggs.
Come on and sweet talk Frogan for us. That'd be
Right.
great. Look, a
Right.
dating stream. Let's do
There
it.
you go. I like it.
Who's single? Let us know in the chat.
Right.
Here you got two great profile pictures of Frogan here.
There it is. Yeah, look. If you ever were like, I want to date the Joker. I wish the Joker
Right.
was a woman. Okay.
Yes.
There it is.
If you're the male Harley Quinn,
Mm-hmm.
message us.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking in the chat to see if there's anyone going to take up the offer. There you go. Too Shady says I'll do it for us all. There it is.
Nice.
Too Shady's going to take them both. Thank you, Too Shady. Red 473 for $5 says it's hard to rally around Ethan after his NRA comments. Just like discount Howard Stern, he only cares if it affects him. I don't know what the NRA comments are that Ethan made, but Yeah, I mean, Ethan's made a lot of shitty comments, and he's even made a lot of comments. I disagree with throwing Asmongold and other people under the bus. So yeah, it's really a question about siding with Ethan more as a question of Ethan is doing a good job exposing the insanity that's going on Twitch. So
right.
Oh, Ethan claiming his call for the bombing the NRA was a joke. Oh, I do remember that. Wow. I do remember that now. That was pretty crazy. Cameraman 502 for $2 for $5. Thank you. Says until Hasan publicly punished, Twitch should receive a visit from the FBI for supporting terrorism. Stigma of the Rose for 19 months says if Twitch actually punished Hasan for anything he's ever done, I will admit that S class is the best class. But that will never ever happen.
Never
There you
happen.
go. Interesting.
You can't say it like that. He's not S class. How dare you?
No, see, Stigma of the Rose is just a tsundere. They are S class, but they just don't want to admit it.
No way.
They're too shy. They're too embarrassed.
That super chat has A-team written all over it.
No, that's tsundere right there. Classic tsundere behavior. Mr. Middleman for $2
Speaking
says,
of tsundere, I miss Doomer. Where's Doomer at? We need to get him back on for the holidays.
I don't know. I think he dropped off the internet or something. But
wow, very sad.
Probably better for his mental health. Mr. Middleman for $2 says she still eats on stream half as much as Hasan. I don't understand. Listen, I get that people who stream all day, they're going to eat on stream. That's totally fine. Okay. Number one, you have two options. Either A, turn off your camera while you're shoving food in your face, or B, at least don't, like, if you're going to say something incendiary and you know it's going to get clipped, you know it's going to circulate, stop eating for like 10 seconds. Stop shoveling food in your face when you're going to go say the incendiary spicy thing. You can just wait, right? Your stomach can hold off.
When we stream on Sunday, I have to eat something, obviously. So
right. But if Adam was about to come out and say some, like, you know, how he wants to kill all white people or something, you know, he's going to stop stuffing his face before he says it. He's going to give you a good clean clip. Right?
Of course. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to put my Heil Hitler armband on.
I was going to put down the El Pastor taco he's been eating.
Oh, exactly.
Before he talks about how, you know, we need to get rid of the Mexicans or whatever racist shit he's going to say. Yeah.
God, I love the taqueria down the street, man. Please do not deport my taqueria workers.
Liam S. for 27 months says, well done for not being scumbags, gents. I know that seems a low bar, but lately many streamers aren't passing it, so I'm encouraging the good behavior. Well, thank you, Liam.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, maybe we'll ruin that with this next super chat. Adam Gadball for $2 says he Jabba the Hutt.
And that's your 20th super chat. Excellent.
That's pretty good, Adam. That's pretty good. Death by Sloth for 31 months. Thank you so much for being 31 months free. Will Sticker says when you means test empathy like these folks do, you got to keep that budget tight and make up the difference with jubilant cruelty to those not chosen. That is excellent.
Very, yeah.
I really like the concept of means testing empathy because that's exactly what's going on here.
Right.
Yes.
Empathy's in low demand.
Right.
Yeah.
Libertarian Sasquatch for $5 says, could you imagine if right-wing streamers made an immigrant tier list? All these same people would lose their minds. Oh, God. That would be crazy if they're like, yeah, who are the top tier immigrants you want? And here are like the undesirable immigrants. Jesus. That would be like, they'd all get banned. They'd all get perma-banned instantly.
I can't believe people were sitting in that room not going, oh my God, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like this is a viral moment right here for me to capture. People probably did that and were wondering, why isn't this going viral? Like, why doesn't anyone care about this?
Caleb the Cynic for $5 says, until Hasan catches a ban, any other bans are just sacrificial lambs. It's a bit like hanging the generals and letting the dictator keep his position.
True. Yes. I even think he might hang out with Frogan as cover. Frogan is Hasan's human shield.
Oh, so you're saying that Hasan is like Hamas, and he's using Frogan.
Yes. Hasan believes in human shields.
There you go. That's why he's sympathetic. The Butter Ample for $5 says, started watching you guys around the time I started seriously posting on YouTube. Just hit 25K subscribers last night. Feels good, man. Rip Frogan's cousin, LOL. Well, congratulations.
That is
Butter Ample. That's
great. Yes. Yeah, that's
Wonderful.
nice. Look, you're going to pass us up. We're like
There you
stuck
go.
at 50.
I know. Fiery Patriot for 17 months. Thanks so much. Says, hey, y'all. Hey.
Hey, y'all.
Ryan Wool for $5 says, I summon Pot of Greed. Thank you, Ryan.
Wow.
That is obviously Frogan's favorite card. Sketch for $5 says, the Grim Beepers hit list just keeps on growing, and Hasan knows it. Cope sees mauled Twitch streamers. Yes.
Yep.
The Grim Beeper. I like that. Lucy Lundbuck, thanks so much for the 5. Get the membership. Thank you, Lucy.
Yes. Thank you so much. Welcome, new members.
Love it or hate it 127. Thanks for joining the Free Will Seekers. Mr. Middleman for $2 says Hasan's using his orbiters as human shields. There you go.
Oh,
Exactly.
look at this. Look at this.
Right.
Great minds think alike.
McGore for 21 months says you should go over the Democracy Index questions on stream and answer them. It'd be interesting to see where you'd place America.
That would be
We
cool.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah, McGore did the that Twitter thread, right? About
Yeah,
the
did an
Democracy
amazing
Index.
Twitter thread. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And I did
So we should do
bookmark
that.
it. Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Actually, I sent you Adam because we had this kind of conversation. I think it was on Thursday about tariffs, and I didn't fact check it, so I'd be interested to see if it was true. But Fareed Zakari did like this 5-6 minute long segment where he was talking about how Trump's tariffs in his first term were really disastrous for the economy.
Do you want to do that tomorrow? Because I have
Maybe.
another clip from Mr. Wonderful on Shark Tank making the opposite case.
Really?
Just as vigorously for
Send me that clip.
or
yeah.
tariffs. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Well, it's funny because Fareed Zakari's argument was that essentially tariffs help a small amount of business owners in reality, and they overwhelmingly hurt the consumer. And so that would make sense that Mr. Wonderful, a rich business owner, would be advocating for
Right.
something like that.
So maybe they are closer to the same position. Yeah.
Right, right.
His argument was that China doesn't play fair, that they basically steal all of our intellectual property, and he has experience because he's been dealing with China for 30 years, and tariffs is just the only way that we can really have any sort of impact on them changing their behavior. That was his argument.
Well, that's 100% true.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with any of that. This is the problem. This is not the problem. This is the issue, is that financial tools and financial policies are not universal for every time period.
Right.
And then they don't all do the same thing. They do different things. So if the goal is just fuck China sucks, they're stealing all our shit, we need to punish them, we need to heavily tariff them to stop that behavior. I agree with that completely. Sure, go for it. That makes 100% sense. The only issue that I'm bringing up here is that I just find it ironic that in this time period of high inflation, where inflation is the economic issue everyone's pointing to, Trump is advocating for something that will increase inflation. So you can say, well, even if it's because we need to punish China for being a bad actor, which is fine, I'm okay with that if people are willing to get increased inflation in order to accomplish that goal. I just don't think people understand or realize that that's what's being advocated for.
Trump is a very FDR type figure, though. And like,
okay, Sagar. That tweet was so weird and stupid.
For those of you who don't know, FDR is Sitch's favorite president. So
he's the best president. Yes.
I like to bring up FDR. I like to compare Trump to FDR every once in a while, just to.
No, Sagar made some tweet comparing him to FDR that you sent me.
But look, if you famously, I know you're a fan of FDR. FDR pivoted. FDR tried a bunch of stuff during the Great Depression, and some of it didn't work. A lot of it didn't work, and he pivoted to whatever worked. So I do think, well, first of all, if the MMT people are correct, there's obviously that's controversial, but they say interest rates drive inflation, like interest rates are the beginning of the inflation cycle. And if you set interest rates to 2%, you'd get 2% inflation, right? When you set interest rates to 5%, you get 5% inflation because a lot of business runs on borrowing money and they just factor it into the borrowing costs, right? They're like, oh, if I have to pay 5% to borrow money, then the product's going to be this much more, right? If I have to pay 2%, it's going to be this much less. So, Trump is going to try to get those inflation rates down to 2%, like as quick as possible, right? So, like he doesn't buy into MMT or listen to the MMT people, but if the MMT people are right, interest rates at 2% are going to be great, right?
Yeah, but if you say, okay, we're going to drop interest rates to 2% to try to bring inflation down, which it will to some capacity, it shouldn't be conceptualized that like interest rates equal inflation rate. It should be interest rates is going to be the minimum of inflation.
Right.
Like that's the minimum bar of what the inflation is going to be. But obviously, there's going to be other costs on top of it in terms of supply chain issues, in terms of how much money that you have to pay workers and things of that nature. And if you have to suddenly pay workers a lot more, pay companies a lot more to manufacture in America, which you can be in favor of for more reasons, which I am, that's totally fine. That's going to increase the price of all these goods.
It could, but also, I mean, if you're using tariffs as a way to get more products and services actually manufactured in the U.S., there's going to be an equilibrium between wages and prices that form.
No,
and
there isn't.
I'm just,
what do you mean?
There obviously there would be. Like if America is large enough that America could be its own closed system.
Right.
Yeah. So we don't need we have products and services made abroad because they can be made using cheap labor. A lot of times in those societies, it's really the wealthy elites that are exploiting the working class to give them these really shit wages, and the people who are manufacturing the goods and services, they're making out like bandits, right? Because the Americans are buying those products at a discount, and they're making money hand over fist because the workers are not making any of that money. Like in America, that can't really happen because Americans have political power. So obviously they're going to advocate for higher wages. The politicians are going to step in and give them those higher wages. So, but sooner or later, there becomes an equilibrium between the amount a car costs and what wages are. Right?
I don't think there never is. There's always a continual going one direction or the other.
Mm-hmm.
If there's never we've never been able to find the magic perfect balance. I don't think at any point in our history.
Well,
it's always going in one direction or the other, and then there has to be a correction because it goes too far.
Well, I mean, what do you mean going in one direction?
Like it's all like, the time period that everyone talks about, the 50s through the 70s, it was, the workers had so much power, the workers were making more and more money, and this is kind of pushing in the direction where it leads down to, once the supply chain for oil gets disrupted, sets off this kind of wave of inflation, stagflation. Well, stagflation happened earlier, but this wave of inflation that's been kind of building for 30 years.
Right.
So there was never like an equilibrium. It's just kind of going in a direction until something sets off like the disaster.
You're talking about some sort of catalyst, but I'm just saying, barring any catalyst, there's going to be an equilibrium that forms between wages and prices. The catalyst comes in and changes the equation. So obviously things get knocked off.
No, but I guess I don't know
the
what you mean by
equilibrium gets displaced. Well, I'm saying there's a certain number of cars that people want to buy every single year in America, right? And there's a certain amount of cars that we can produce. And the equilibrium usually, if it was a closed system, would be, okay, we produce the amount of cars that we need, right? That's the equilibrium. So in wages and pricing.
Right. Okay. I'm talking about in terms of inflation.
Well, this conversation was about inflation, right?
No, but I'm saying there's never going to be an equilibrium of inflation. It's always going to be, it's always going to be going in a direction. It's always going to be increasing, and wages are always going to be, employees are always going to be, or workers, I should say, are always going to be fighting for wage increases to outpace inflation. So you're going to always have this continual directional movement. There's not like a magical equilibrium balance. Because
the Fed sets inflation at 2%. That's a policy decision. So wages, they want a lot of companies, you get cost of living raises, right? That are about 2%. They're about inflation rate.
Even if there was 0% inflation, there's going to be times, there's always, again, the push and pull of who has more power. Does labor have more power? Does management have more power? And if the 0% interest rates and management has more power, you could maybe see, them a deflationary time period. And if labor has more power and the 0% interest rates, you're going to see an inflationary period. That's why I'm saying that it's never like perfectly balanced. It's always just going in a direction.
The goal of the Fed, though, is to balance it. That's the charter of the Fed.
Well,
so you are correct that
yeah.
inflation is getting higher or lower, price inflation.
Right.
But the Fed is literally, I mean, it's like that's its job. It's the dual mandate to
but they don't
keep
really
unemployment low and keep price stability. Price stability is keeping inflation low.
You are correct, but they don't really want it. They don't want inflation at 0%. They want inflation at
2%. That's the target rate.
Yeah, that's what they want. So it's not exactly balanced. They want it 2% in an inflationary direction.
Right, because deflation, and it's people argue against this, but I don't know how they can argue against it because it's simple logic, right? If you are in the market for a new car, right, and you know that new car is going to be $1,000 cheaper in a month, you're going to wait. You're going to wait. Yes. No idiot is going to go buy that car now. So this is why deflation is toxic, right? Because everybody holds their money. Everybody is immediately like, I'm not going to buy this shit now. Like no restaurant wants to stock up. Like they're buying the bare amount of stuff that they need for that day because they know it's going to be cheaper tomorrow, right?
Right.
So this is why the Fed sets the target rate at 2% because they want to incentivize people to go out and spend your money, right? This money's inflating away. Go spend it.
They want you to spend your money on stuff, and they want you, if you're going to save it, they want you to put it in stock market or some other investment vehicle
that's going to gain money and beat inflation. Yeah.
Right. Where if it's deflationary, you could just put in a mattress and you'd be fine.
Look, this is a perfect segue because I keep thinking when we're off stream, I should tell people this. Like the best deal that you can have if you're a young person is to get yourself a Roth IRA now because you can put $1,000 in a Roth IRA and it's basically tax free. Like you don't pay any taxes on the money that you withdraw. So if you're 20 years old now and you're going to withdraw that money in 40 years when you're 60, that $1,000 is probably going to be worth $500,000. And all that $500,000 is like tax free.
Yeah. 100% get Roth IRA. You can put, I forgot the exact amount. You could put it up to some amount in it every year. That amount can be used to invest. And so, that's definitely.
You can put, I think, $5,000 a year in it. But like if you're 20 and you put $1,000 in there and just forget about it, right? Buy the S&P 500. There's a lot of ETFs you can buy. I think VOO is one of them. VOO is the ticker symbol. Just buy that. Just buy the S&P 500 and forget about it. If you buy Apple stock, like you're either going to be a bazillionaire or it's going to go to zero. It's going to be like
right.
Well, actually, you kind of can't go wrong, I think, with Apple stock.
You could do both. I mean, you could get some of the big
500 Apple stock and 500.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
They should be doing your money. Yeah.
Time is on your side if you do that. Right. That's the best. There you go. I want all of you to do that, and then when you're 60, you're going to think, "Wow, that Adam guy. I'll be dead by then."
No, you won't. You'll be like half cyborg by then.
I saw this thing. This guy was saying if you can make it 3 years, they're going to have a bunch of anti-aging or reverse aging technologies that are coming out. So my goal is to be the same age as Sitch one day.
But that's not ever going to happen. Well, actually, I guess it will happen because when you'll start reverse aging and then I'll reverse age. So I'll get the target age faster, but then you'll catch up.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
If society can just set their age, like you personally as an individual can set your age whatever you want, what is kind of the collective consensus going to be on the age to set people? What are most people going to choose?
So there's going to be a big fight because at first people are going to say that the age is somewhere between 25 and 29. It's going to be like the target age, you know. And then there's going to be some like billionaires that are like, no, the target age is like 18 or 19 or something, right? They're going to push it even younger. And so like
all
there's
the
going to be this,
pedos are going to step in and they're going to be like,
right.
fuck you.
So that's going to be sort of like the controversy. Then there's going to be the extra level of controversy, because then I guess it depends how the technology works. Because I don't like with reverse aging, the way I would imagine it would work in reality would be that you are like, there's going to be, you're not going to be able to quote set your age. You're just going to reverse age back to some time period between 25 and 29. That shit, like, this is the way the technology is going to work. That's the way your biology is going to work. You're not going to be able to be like, I want to be 10, and then you can be 10.
No, I think obviously puberty is going to be kind of a wall that you can't pass. Like you can't.
I think even before that, because I think it's just going to be, because what it's going to do, it's not like a magic reverse age technology. What it's going to do is it's going to bring your cells back to the point at which where they're just continually growing without dying, or what, that's not the right way to say it, but whatever, like in that like pre things slowing down period, which is like the 25 to 29 range.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you could have the magic de-aging thing, well, it depends, because some people would actually want to de-age themselves to be like 10 or whatever, because you learn better when you're younger. So if you could somehow retain your maturity and knowledge and all those things, but have like a 10-year-old brain, you might actually be better. Like you could learn like 20 languages in a year or some crazy shit, because you'd have like the motivation and knowledge of an adult, but the learning capacity of a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway,
that'd be rough on me, because like I look like I was 15 when I was 25. So
there you go.
I want to go back to 25.
There you go. Oh, really? Well, okay. So
where are you gonna go? You're gonna go like 40, right?
Of course. Well, I don't want to age up from what I am now. It doesn't make any sense. Okay.
Well, I'm talking the stop point.
No. I'm gonna go back. I'll go to the 25.
You're gonna go 25.
26, right? Yeah, 25.
26.
Good, yeah. Good, yeah.
You're going on vacation. You're like, I'm gonna go down to 19 for this vacation.
There you go.
Do some surfing and
exactly.
Do some extreme sports. Look, if you basically can live forever, all the kind of extreme sports that you would do when you were 19, you'd be like, nah, I'm not risking it.
Exactly. I mean, people would be less risky, because they're gonna be like, oh shit, like, yeah, if you die, it's like,
yeah, it's over.
Yeah. So
I guess you're right. It's gonna be, we're all gonna have bubble wrap. Please, no.
It's going to be funny. It's going to be interesting how everyone reacts to that technology. So,
yeah, it's a crazy world ahead of us.
Cameraman 502 for $5 says, if you have your Sunday supercut of Hasan without the Sunday show commentary, I'd like to share it to show others what we're dealing with.
Yeah, look, we can set it to public if you want. I'll put a thumbnail on it. So
yeah, if you want to set it to public, that's fine.
Okay, I'll do it later today.
Yeah, do it later today though. Don't do it right now.
Or maybe I'll just set it to go in the morning.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Dialogue Always, the real Dialogue Always for $5 says, the issue isn't income or jobs, it's the average debt to income ratio. Many people are looking at their debts and conflating it with inflation. Yeah, so that was actually part of what I was looking at the other day. And it was interesting because I'm trying to remember it was kind of mixed about whether people had more debt or not than they did in the past. What was one of the surprising things was not surprising, but one of the telling things was that the savings amount had dropped substantially. So it was like pre-COVID, I think the average person was saving something like 7%, and now it's like 3%.
Oof, so that's inflation right there. That's a grocery store.
Right. But so the question is that because people can't afford it, or is it because people are just spending because they want to buy shit? Because the thing that's weird to me.
Private taxi for burrito.
Well, exactly. Because I don't know if you ever watched like Caleb Hammer or whatever. He talks about a lot of people that, they come on a show. And
I love that. Yeah, I love that guy. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And he's always talking about like the Uber Eats orders and stuff. But another thing that's weird to me is like, ever since lockdown ended, I go and I walk around and I go to restaurants and I go to malls and stuff. And it's just like, they're just packed constantly. In Florida, at least. They're just constantly always packed. Okay. And it's like, if there's some massive economic recession going on, I would have thought there'd be some kind of
pullback.
People saving money, right? There'd be some kind of pullback. People going out to eat, people going to movies. Well, I guess people going to movies, they're not doing that anyway, but people not going shopping, stuff like, I could go around the mall and it's like all these high-end clothing stores. Even if I'm not in a rich area, if I'm in like a middle-class area, there's always people like going in and out and all these fucking shops. They're never going out of business. So I'm like, people are still fucking spending money like crazy. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if credit card debt is like ballooned or something or what, but
Yeah.
Alex Wright for $5 says the fundraising for Palestine. Oh, hold on. The fundraising for Palestine stuff is how we go after these people with 18 U.S. Code 2339A providing material support to terrorists. Well, I mean, I don't know what the U.S. Code is specifically, but I think it'd be kind of tricky to do that because essentially what you're saying is that any sort of raising charity for anyone in Palestine is raising money for terrorists. And while I understand like the logic that's probably true to some capacity, because any money you give to the region is going to go through Hamas if it goes through Gaza. I don't know what's in the West Bank situation, but I don't think that's that's not a politically feasible thing. Like people don't want to publicly say, oh, you can't raise any money for anyone in Palestine because it's going to go to terrorists. It's just not, I don't think that's a politically feasible line of attack.
I
People don't
like
want to bite
it.
that bullet. So
Throw them all
Nomad
in
for $5
jail.
says Adam is willing to destroy the show rather than read a second super chat. Comedy gold, 18 reigns supreme.
It's true. I'm like, dude, I'm logging off. Fuck this.
Okay.
Did you see the stream with Tim Pool and I think it's Landis? What's his name? Mike Landis or Dave Landis or something?
The one yesterday?
Yeah. Did you see it?
I saw I saw there was this very like Tim Pool's like, I'm quitting YouTube or this may be the last Timcast. And I was like,
yeah.
very salacious. I was like, oh, what's going on here? And I watched it for like 10 minutes and it was like really vague. I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. He was complaining that like it's too much work for him to be CEO and do the show. And I don't know, I just got bored. I just turned it off.
It was basically like him complaining
about.
that he's the only one doing any work. He hires all these people and they're lazy fucking slackers.
Well, no, it was weird because he like that's the implication. He kept saying that they're working, but then the implication is that no one is doing anything.
Right.
And I was listening
I'm
to him
with
like
Tim. I'm thinking they're lazy fucking slackers.
I don't know. I have no fucking clues what he's talking about. I don't know why I can't just hire more people. I don't know. Maybe because I listen to 10 minutes.
Maybe pay them more. I don't know. Hire people that are not in your audience.
Maybe he could just cut back on all these extraneous things he's doing and just do the show. I don't know. It just sounded kind of like lame to me. Like, you know, rich millionaire complaining about being too popular. I was like, okay. So I just kind of turned it off and, you know, bored him.
He said he has been trying to launch his coffee shop and he's like given up on it. He doesn't think he can do the coffee shop, which look, running a business is a full-time job. Like a lot of the reason why
that's what the left doesn't understand.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to start a business because they realize, oh shit, I'm going to be working 24/7. Yeah, 60 hours, 60-hour week. It takes a certain type of person to do that. So look, I feel him on that. I only brought it up because Landau was saying that he doesn't read good, so he doesn't do super chats either. I was like, based, yeah, because he's you know, it's just it's a talent that you have, Sitch.
Right.
That some of us would love to have.
It's an amazing talent to be able to read words. Okay.
Look, I envy you.
So exciting.
In all honesty, I wish I was better at it. So.
But no, just and I guess again I only listened to 10 minutes of it, so maybe this, you know, maybe Tim addresses all this or changes pathways at some point in the conversation. But to me, it just sounded like he was, he burned himself out because he was trying to do too many things, and then just complaining about shutting it all down because he was grossed out. Morally, psychologically, that a bunch of these things were not working, that he was kind of overexpanded. And I was just kind of, I don't know. I just didn't care. I was like,
bottom line, Timcast IRL fans, welcome to the Sitch.
Right. Yeah. I was like, okay, you just stop doing all these other projects and just do your fucking stream or something. I don't know. Or just hire a bunch of people that manage this other things and just, you know, fuck off. Just take a break. I don't know. Whatever. It just seemed like complaining to me. I don't care. I don't like to hear millionaires complain about their problems. So,
look at this.
I know, very classic.
You brought up the millionaire thing like 25 times.
Well, that's how it comes across. You have a millionaire complaining about being too popular, too successful.
It sounded like a staffing problem. I'm just like everyone goes through that.
I know. That's why I'm like, what is this? Like, why is he talking about this on stream? This is not the thing to talk about on stream. It's not the
Yeah,
thing that
it's
sort of
not.
like salaciously threatened to like quit your show, or I don't know. Anyway, Oreguni, thanks so much for joining the Free Will Seekers. Lucifer Dolman for 5 Canadian. Thanks so much. As I completely understand, Adam. I've been trying to play SM2, listen to the show, and play with dogs is a challenge, but you have to focus to win.
Of course, yeah.
Right.
Well, look, if you zone out a couple times, it's okay. We forgive you.
Dr. Diller for $2 says, seeing Hasan squirm is like ambrosia for the soul.
True. So true.
Angry Bellsprout for $5 says, reactionary just means someone who goes against the communist revolution. Saying the commies are being reactionary is just silly. Well, I mean reactionary in terms of the literally reacting to something, not the stupid socialist
Not the political
terminology.
term.
Yeah. So, well, the political term in terms of like the political movement is based off of reacting to one side pushing for something. So, Emperor Carl France for $5 says, if you're wishing for bad things to happen to me, then I'm going to laugh when you get the ban hammer. That's true. Carl is in the military.
Yeah, that's
in the U.S.
very
military,
good.
so that's true.
That's what do you call that? Schadenfreude, right?
There's your Schadenfreude, yes. Alex Wright for $5 says, Trump is FDR. Was that meant sarcastically? I don't remember FDR being in favor of the trickle down. That's what the Tax Cut and Jobs Act of 2017 was. So the tweet was, and maybe we'll talk about this tomorrow. Sagar tweeted, if Trump wins, he will be the dominant figure in U.S. politics since FDR. An 18-year-old in 2028 will have literal
tweet. Where's that tweet?
An 18-year-old in 2028 will literally have no memory of the pre-Trump era. And so I don't know, maybe we'll talk about that on Tuesday or Wednesday, because that seems bizarre and I don't even know what the fuck he's trying to say. So
look, but I've said this on the show a dozen times already. I was talking about generations theory, and
I know that's why you sent to me. You're like,
of
the
course.
cycle, the
I'm
cycle,
like, here it comes.
the turning.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
The fourth turning is here, Sitch.
No.
Your nightmare is coming true.
It's not my nightmare. I guess no, my nightmare is you would be correct. Okay, that's the nightmare. That's the nightmare.
Pull out the chisels. We're putting a new face on Mount Rushmore.
There it is.
Oh my god.
Well, we'll talk about that tomorrow, because I think it's a really ridiculous tweet.
Oh, okay.
Ryan Wolf for $5 says, breaking news, Trump seems to be sitting down with Joe Rogan this Friday. Ooh,
wow.
Well, maybe we'll have some Sunday content. So.
That'd be great.
Right.
Yes.
Arthur Tomlinson for 7 months. Thanks so much. Says, don't forget, Destiny made Hasan popular. Yeah, you know what? I bet, does Destiny feel the buyer's remorse on that one?
Probably
Good job there, Destiny. So
I don't think he likes Hasan at all. So
he does not. No. Dr. Diller for $2 says, I mean, if you want the real scoop, Boomer was getting a lot of shit for opening a Patreon with the promise of making a, quote, his Hasan unironically evil video, then canceling it and keeping the money.
What?
Oh, you're talking
really?
About, he's talking about Doomer. I don't know. I remember, I don't remember exactly the argument. I remember hearing Doomer's side of the story, and it seemed to be that it was, I thought his side of the story was perfectly legitimate when I heard it. So I don't remember all the details, but so I don't think that was the issue. I don't think that was what led to anything. But anyways,
I'm gonna have to stay off Twitter today. My mentions are insane right now. So.
Oh, because of your look at this. Oh, I can't say it. I'm not allowed to say it.
I'm only kidding. Go ahead.
Not allowed to say it. I should retweet it. I should retweet it right now. Let me do that.
Oh no, don't do.
I'm gonna retweet it right
worse.
Now. Boom.
Actually,
I'm gonna retweet.
Sargon
I'm gonna say,
chimed in, so Sargon as always.
Yeah. I know.
Oh my god.
I liked your response to Sargon. Still upset about the Revolutionary War.
A lot of people are getting.
Yeah. I know. Adam made a tweet about being critical of Trump, and some people got very unhappy about it. So.
Yeah. I just said we're getting down to the wire here. Decision time is coming. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it might be another Kanye year, to tell you the truth.
Wow. Disgusting. Anyway, it's interesting. So yeah, we have, I guess, an officially Trump will be on Rogan. I mean, what about? I'm more interested in seeing Kamala Harris on Rogan to see if she can see what happens in that conversation.
Yeah.
I think the
will
Trump one is not going to
probably-
be that interesting. I think he's just going to say kind of the same. He's going to come off and be affable as he is in all these other conversations. I don't think Joe's going to ask him any tough questions or push him in any way. I mean, I would be super base if Joe Rogan does push him on some of this crazy shit, but I don't think he's going to.
Yeah. He's going to keep it amicable. He doesn't
Yeah.
want, he knows he has a bunch of Trump fans that watch his show. So I'm certain that he doesn't want to, his show is not really kind of a confrontational show anyway. And it seems like when things do get confrontational, it's often accidental, right?
Right.
Like he did get, I think, confrontational with Dave Rubin, and I think he got a little bit confrontational with Candace Owens, but it was just kind of like, what? I can't believe you said that type situation, right?
Well, it's like I'd say you're like half correct. I mean, you're right in terms of it's not confrontational, like it's not gonna be a shouting match or anything. And it's not gonna be like that. But what Joe does do is if he's talking to someone and they say something that he disagrees with, sometimes or often he would voice like why he thinks they're just completely wrong. He doesn't say it like in a very aggressive way. He'll just say it kind of flatly.
Yeah.
And then that person will either agree, disagree, or just move on. And then he won't just keep bringing it up if they don't address it, but he'll make his critique known and then they'll just move on from it. And so I'm curious if talking to Trump, like I'm actually more curious as to how Joe handles Trump than whatever Trump's going to say. Is Joe going to do that in terms of some of the more incendiary things that Trump has done, including Trump kind of disgustingly attacking Joe Rogan and all the Trump simps kind of giving Trump a free pass on that one. So
yeah. Ooh, that'd be interesting if you brought that up, right?
they're going to have to bring that up.
What is this about how you don't like Joe Rogan?
Right.
Joe Rogan should play the clip of that kid on the podcast with Trump talking about how Joe Rogan is more popular than Trump. That would be great. He should bring that clip. Say, look at this. Look who's more popular than you, Trump.
Right. It's me.
Oh my God. That would immediately get confrontational.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. A couple more super chats, and I guess we're wrapping up.
Brian for $5 says, "You guys watch Jordan Peterson talk with Richard Dawkins? He was one of his absolute best."
No, someone sent it to me. Maybe it was you, Brian. But I am going to check it out. I'm going to watch it later today. So
Oh, look at this new video. I'll check it out. That sounds awesome.
yeah.
Okay.
It's so weird because Jordan Peterson really does have an evolutionary perspective on religion, and Dawkins is like the evolution guy. One of my chief complaints about the anti-theists, and Sam Harris is so guilty of this. It's like they don't think of religion in an evolutionary context in any sort of deep way. Like just surface level, they often make the argument that, well, it's vestigial, right? It's like the little tail that every human being has, and we lost our tail because we don't need it anymore.
Right.
And I just keep thinking, but we haven't lost religion. It's here. It's like everywhere. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Lethal Strain for $5.
Harris isn't interesting enough to listen to for 3 hours. Well, it's not going to be a 3-hour conversation, but
they're going to start repeating.
Right. I am interested to see if Joe is going to ask her tough questions and see. I don't expect her to do well in any of those. I see. That's the thing with both of them. I'm not really interested in their responses. I think Trump's going to do well. I don't think Kamala's going to do well at all. I think she's going to do shitty. I'm just more really interested in seeing what is Joe's behavior going to be in navigating the conversation for both of them.
Yeah. Kamala Harris is going to say, it's not about who we beat down, it's who we lift up, like 5 times. Right. She's going to say, like,
all the fucking platitudes that we've heard.
5 times. And look, she's not even going to mix it up and say it in different ways. I mean, she's literally going to repeat herself 5 times.
Right, right.
That's going to be the unmasking. And I think Joe Rogan should really try to stretch it out. He should just be like, okay, this is going to be the boringest conversation I ever had, but I'm going to show that this woman literally only has 20 minutes of content in her. And that 20 minutes of content is going to be repeated 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That's
That'd be interesting.
move.
That would be interesting. So anyway,
All right.
Thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Great show. Bye-bye.